right, add one more thing.
We're officially recording.
Okay.
I mean, you can say it. We're recording. This is the beginning. This is the beginning of episode 6.
All right.
Do it with a slow
seven?
preview.
While I was in Minnesota for spring break, I happened upon a character with Dana in the car.
Spring break
who's this like huge jock who's like just doesn't know how to talk to people well, but he's really trying. Like, hey, all right, the little D. I call her Little D because she's my girlfriend. You know, Little D she likes the big D. Big D's my penis.
Oh
Hey.
no.
Little D. You want to get something from McDonald's? Yeah, I want something. What do you want from McDonald's? A cheeseburger? No, I don't want a fucking cheeseburger. I know what she likes. I don't know what Little D likes. What do you want, Little D? What do you want? I want a Diet Coke. Yeah, you want a Diet Coke. What size you want? What fucking size do you want? I'm sorry. Sorry, I know.
It doesn't. I'm not gonna lie. It doesn't sound like he's trying very hard.
I don't know what's going on in his brain.
He's just fucking screaming with laughter while I'm trying to order a Diet Coke from the McDonald's guys.
Poor Little D.
And Little D loves the big D. We're good together. And I know I can be a little aggressive sometimes, but you know I really do love her. He's great. Oh.
So the big D is his penis, right?
No, that's Dallas.
Okay. Okay, so it's either Dallas
Pretty sure
or his
it's
penis.
Dallas.
Right.
And he refers to himself as Big D.
Right. Third person reference to his own penis.
Is that third person?
That's confidence. Well, I think he named himself after his penis and then refers to himself in the third person.
But he refers to his penis, not him. So is that?
Well, they're both Big D.
This did kind of.
It sounds like he's Big D because his Big D is also named Big D, and he took the name Big D. They're both Big D.
It's kind of like a thing one, thing two kind of thing, but if they were just both things.
Right.
Like Dr. Seuss said it right, you got a number of. Anyway, let's do Cthulhu calls.
Right. So, end of last session. Alex killed a leprechaun.
Why did I do that?
You guys made about $1 million in pure gold. And from previous sessions, we established that it takes about $10,000 to establish a new branch of the Paranormal Investigative Society. So, here's how it goes. For $10,000, you can establish a new branch of the Paranormal Investigative Society. If you do that, then you lock down monster safety in that region, and they will bring you passive income. So basically, $10,000 now, you get $1,000 a session. Is how I'm going to work that out.
All right.
You can spend another $10,000 to send out extravagant exploring parties, a la Indiana Jones, but like as if you were the Nazis, that level. But without the belief system.
You just call us Nazis?
I compared your expeditions to the well-fundedness of Nazis. So if you do that, next session they'll come back with a magical item, and it'll be random. I'll just randomly generate it. For $200,000, you can basically research a superpower. That'll take multiple sessions to finish. I'll just kind of decide. But it can be almost literally anything. Higher sanity, higher strength, higher constitution. So I know Hugo right now is researching basically giving himself a super body so that he can use the strength ring without breaking himself.
Okay.
So he's going to do experimental medicine mixed with magic to harden his bones and muscles and everything. And so that's going to give him overall health and damage resistance. So you guys can plan out whatever thing you want or don't want if you'd rather save the money for other things. And then, of course, because it's a role-playing game, you can also spend that money on whatever you want.
I'm still going to do the steam-powered robot thing.
That's right. You wanted, like, an 1890s mech, basically.
Yeah, like mechs and, like bigger mechs, but then also, like, kind of... Who's the robot in Rogue One?
Oh, what's his name? He's like my favorite
Empire guy.
Droid. Yeah, he's the best. I know he's voiced by Alan Tudyk.
That's what IMDb is for. My internet is going.
So do you want them to be... Do you want it to be fully autonomous, or is it more like a suit?
So there are suits, but then there's also like ones that are like vaguely autonomous. Like they don't. The K2SO. It sounds like.
Okay.
So like a K2SO kind of guy.
Kind of sound like Dr. Doombots.
Yeah, they're kind of like Doombots. Like they'll never have that complicated of thoughts, but you could like get them to do like general tasks, like moving heavy things around, or like pretty decent combat, but it'll never be like amazing. Like they can probably use simple weapons, but mainly just for like they'll mainly be good as just kind of like some kind of moderately big task force we can do for more complicated rituals or things like that. Like you could tell them like, hey, draw this diagram, and they could go like, like they don't even talk. They can just like nod.
Okay. And then you're also researching. So these are like, this is like 1.5 things. They're not totally separate, but they're not quite the same. So it'll be 300,000 instead of 200,000, because one is like a suit you wear, and then one is like a sort of semi-autonomous robot.
So I guess it'll be more like, what would it be? So it'd be like, so the robots are about that size, and then the armor would be about that size. It's more like not like a Gundam Wing style mech, but more like a Tony Stark style thing.
Yeah, just like a one-person
suit.
Okay.
Just to know the scale. I don't mind if the money's the same, just to not be like... Because you really can't bring that around, obviously.
Right. Sam, what are you thinking?
Do we each have like about 250K?
I mean, you have $1 million total.
And it seems like $500,000 spoken for, I guess.
Yes.
Right.
Yes. So you have about 500,000 left to play around with.
Okay. Well, I don't want to fuck Blanca too bad. I want to open 10 new, paranormal investigative society areas.
Okay.
And I've got a few cities I know I want to be in. I want one in London. I want one in Belfast. I can write these down too.
Okay.
I want one in Beijing. I think we have any Eastern presence yet, right?
Yep. As far as these will be your first international HQs.
Right. I want one in Cairo.
Oh, for each one you open, also everybody will gain 2 credit rating.
Nice.
So that'd be 10.
Cairo, 1890, so Germany doesn't even exist yet.
I believe it's still Prussia.
Yeah. One in Prussia. Constantinople? I want one in Constantinople for sure.
Oh, don't do that.
Okay.
Why not?
That's not going to be Constantinople too long.
I mean, alternate history land. Yeah, the Paranormal Investigative Society will stick around, right?
But we don't want them to win.
Sure.
They're terrible.
One in Paris.
One Paris.
One in. Oh shit. What's the capital of Iran?
Oh,
I don't know. Tehran?
Tehran? Sure. Sounds
I don't
legit.
know. I would Google it, but
doing it. I got it.
One in Tehran. Anyway,
Yeah,
one in Iran.
Yeah, Tehran. Tehran.
oh, spelled it right too.
Nice.
Man. One in. What's the capital of Mexico? Mexico City.
Mexico City.
Name one in South
Interesting.
America.
Gonna put one. Gonna put one in Kyoto, which I think is still the capital of Japan at that time.
No. The capital moved to Tokyo in like the early 1800s.
Yeah, it's whenever they killed all the samurai.
I'm gonna put one in Tokyo, and I'm gonna put one in like deep South America, kind of like the jungle rainforest area.
You want to do like Brazil or
Okay.
Peru?
Yeah. I wish we knew any cities there. What's the capital of Brazil?
Oh no.
Brazil City
Oh, no,
now.
you made me forget it. Well, Sao Paulo is a place. I don't know if that's a capital.
Rio de Janeiro,
I think
but
Sao
that's like
Paulo
coastal.
is probably the best.
Okay,
Is,
let's put one
like,
there.
that's like the Chicago, if that makes sense. Like Brasilia or whatever is like the Springfield.
Oh, Brasilia, I
Yeah,
think, is the
it's
current
this-
one. I'm just gonna write Rainforest Brazil because I don't know if any of these cities
Yeah, I
existed
don't
in
think Sao
1890.
Paulo did. You want to just do? You want
And
to
I'm
just do
unwilling to
like
do that research right now.
Argentina or something? Then, well, I guess that's not really the same thing we're trying to go for. I guess.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this could be more of like a remote, not really in a city, but like researching tropical
Man, Brazil's
monsters.
so huge, man.
Yeah,
Uh,
they're gonna have a lot of work. They can network with the Mexico City
I
branch.
just. There you go. Actually, let's just Google real fast. What's the oldest city in Brazil?
That's a great question.
Google will know. Let's just Google it.
100K, yeah.
In Brazil.
Yep, 100K.
Sao Vicente.
Okay.
It's in the Sao Paulo state, being
Ah, we'll fancy that.
founded in 1532, considered the oldest city in Brazil.
Huh.
How about
Well, let's
that?
put it there.
Cash me outside.
What was that called again?
Sao Vicente. Or Vicente.
Okay.
Man,
How much do the new item research locations cost?
Also $10,000.
Okay, all right.
So that's 100K for all of those, so we have 400 left.
I'm going to open 5 research facilities.
Okay, 5 research
Well,
missions.
Yep.
we only have 400K left. Oh yeah, we all got. Okay, never mind.
So that's 50.
Boo brain.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, and with the money that I have left in my, I've spent like 100DK, so I got 100,000 left. I'm gonna hang on to, like, bookmark 100,000, to hit up some of the international black and gray markets for looking into all sorts of Cthulhu mythos-y things. You know,
100K
going around to
for
museums, shit like that.
Cthulhu stuff. Yeah. You got it. Yeah. Yeah. So, that's 200, 250, 550, 750, so there's $250,000 left over right now. And beginning of next session, you'll gain $10,000
Sounds good.
and items.
It's good to me.
And
You can also sell items to get money too.
yeah, sounds good.
But those will go into the vague black market where you might see them later bought up by
Longfoot
cultists.
Make us a bunch of money too.
Wasn't that the session?
Oh yeah, plus the money you already have. That's a good point. What did I say? You already had about 40. You had 50. You gave 10 to New York. So you had 40,000 just floating.
For doing good.
So you actually have 290,000 right now.
Doing pretty good.
I'm pretty good. Just because I hate that number, I'm gonna open 4 more branches.
No. Rest on whores.
Horse?
I think it's a good way to diversify.
Dude, I don't need whores and
This just $40,000 on
Can you
horse.
imagine? Be
so
great.
many. Or one really good, like really, really good one.
$40,000 whore in
Oh my
1890.
God. I mean, it'd be like.
Right? Did I buy a queen by mistake? Not a whore?
I'm about to say basically.
Yeah, right.
I mean, you're just like I can't even
Bought a
imagine-
country.
Like, yeah, you're doing some like Tiberius Caesar type shit where you're just fucking like buying a whore island, taking Caligula there and shit. So $40,000 for a whore island.
Okay.
No, but
I believe
Should I actually write that down?
Play that. Nope.
Were you really
Nope.
doing?
Nope.
Okay. I'll leave that one to a vote when we have more
Like-
players.
I feel like it's just the right thing to do. What was I gonna say? What was I gonna say? So, what other 4 places do you think would be good in real talk?
I think.
Well, let's see.
One in
You've
Canada
got-
and maybe another one in the U.S. There's branch we have right now.
Well, you already have here. Hold on. You already have several places in the U.S. You have obviously Omaha and New York. There's a Chicago branch. There's a Los Angeles branch.
Oh, good. Okay.
There's a Detroit branch. Maybe not Detroit, but there's a Michigan branch. You basically have one in every major metropolitan area.
Good.
And then you have smaller ones in places like rural Texas, rural Florida. Or, it's not really Texas, it's kind of Mexico. Or it's the Republic of Texas in 1890, where it's sort of its own sovereign country. It's weird.
Yeah. Speaking of sovereign countries, so I know 2 of the locations, the other 4 branches.
Okay.
St. Petersburg in Russia,
Okay.
and the Vatican. Good one.
So you have one in Vatican City?
Yeah.
That's gonna be a rough one.
They're gonna have to be real chill, real down low, but that's a lot of resources. Be able to get some good work done.
All right.
Definitely want another one in the Middle East, Mediterranean area. That's kind of a
Or just do
hotbed
Greece. Greece or
old
like
stuff.
Sudan or Egypt. We don't have one in Egypt.
We have.
for. Yeah,
Oh,
We do. We have Cairo. We have Cairo and Tehran.
Oh, okay. So then maybe Greece.
but Greece or Rome might not be bad. Although
Greece
we just
is
got
good
one in the
one.
Vatican. Let's do Greece. Athens
Okay.
Sure.
There you go.
and
That's a good one.
Alex. Last one. Where you want it?
Where do
How
I
about
want
the?
it?
What major places are we
Uh,
missing?
How about the?
Could do
Uh,
Australia?
I know what I want.
How about Australia?
Antarctica.
Okay.
America.
I mean, there are Arctic monsters.
Well, that and I think that's where certain big deep ones are like frozen.
Yeah. There are definitely... If they're frozen, that's where they're frozen. I know there are some that live under the oceans and some that live in space or in other dimensions. But if they're already on Earth, they're basically either bottom of the ocean or in the Arctic or Antarctic.
I like the idea of having a location way out there. Anyone who has to work there is going to be miserable. But I think it may be a very important assignment.
And also, fuck.
They have magic.
Yeah.
That's what we pay him for.
All right. So we have
Okay,
14
so-
international society locations now.
So at the beginning of each session, you'll gain $14,000.
14
Awesome.
sessions, it pays for itself.
What's 14 times 14?
Or
Oh, I
session
see.
we open a new location and bankroll 4K.
Yeah, if each session you open a new one, and then once you hit 20, then you can open 2 new ones, and then every 5 sessions you open a new one for a while, and then it's every like 3 sessions, and so on and so forth until you just making crazy money and the whole world is covered in them. So 14 new locations. You've dropped $140,000 into that, but you all gain 28 credit rating.
Okay. We're real boys now.
You are somewhat internationally renowned.
28 plus 27. Oh, that's not bad.
So, here is
2 credit rating.
the possible
person.
So here's what happens, though. Because you've opened all of these locations, and because you're spending money to get magical things and so forth, after this session, basically you start playing on hard mode.
Yep.
So each of these locations is going to kind of deal with their own low-level monsters. For each location, also, you've hired locals almost exclusively, because they know the terrain and they know the lore better than you would. But they all report to you, they all give you intel. But they'll be dealing with their own chupacabras and things like that. Vampires and so forth. And then you guys will start dealing with the higher level, like, Cthulhu stuff.
Yeah, sounds right.
It's gonna be rough.
Yes. But you also funded 5 missions, so you're going to get things back. And if I think of good things by the end of the session, you'll just get them then.
Yeah.
Nice.
But that all depends on what I think of.
What a dangerous place.
Yes. Ooh, I already know one of them.
So, having just signed the certificate for the last location in Antarctica, Dr. Puddin'Pie leans back, takes a big stretch, then kind of readjusts his face because stretching kind of pulled his face down too much, so his teeth were out like this.
Oh, gross. I imagine that like some stitches were kind of strained in this area.
Well, Mr. Ravenstone,
Well, howdy.
been
Did you
quite
just-
a day. I've been busy. If I could feel anything in my hands, they'd be cramping from all the writing I've been doing.
How do you think about my business venture in Whore Island?
No, Mr. Ravenstone, I took it under advisement, but Longfist still got his share of the proceeds from the inadvertent manslaughter or leprechaun slaughter of the leprechaun.
Yeah, you know what? It's the darndest thing. I have no idea. I had no qualms with that leprechaun. In fact, I made it quite obvious I did. And then it just all happened so suddenly. I just murdered the little guy.
I don't know.
I even offered him tribute, and then I just straight murdered him. For God knows why.
You drank with him.
Bad.
You just fucking killed him.
What a shocking
Darndest
sweet
thing.
part you had for the 4-leaf clothers are fatal to a leprechaun.
You know what? I don't know what I was. You know, sometimes wires get crossed. Sometimes your finger just slips and you pull the trigger, and the next thing you know, someone's dead. And whoops, then you move and you change your name.
Pick up photography.
Photographer.
Join a paranormal society.
Well, you know where Mr. Powers and Mr. Longfoot have gotten off to?
Probably some debauchery involving, copious amounts of some amount of thievery or fraud, perhaps. But
Right.
all in the ends justifying the means kind of way.
Well, they deserve a break. We've been run off our feet. All this cash burning holes in our pocket. About all I can do to try and reinvest it into the Paranormal Investigative Society, and not spend it all on, say, a new body. Could use one that was a little taller.
Or Whore Island.
Or well, think about other stuff. I was wondering,
Like
maybe
2
I'd
Whore
be-
Islands.
Oh, I was thinking maybe I'd go to the Middle East.
For why?
Well, I've been thinking about all the situations we've come upon, all these events, and you remember what happened with that cult, the Nyarlathotep?
Oh yeah, I was very much there.
Nyarlathotep, the ancient Sumerians first talked about him. and it was all transcribed by a fella, a scribe, Arabic scribe. So I thought to myself, maybe now that we got all this money, might want to head on over there, take a little field trip, see if we can't get some information on that deity. More anyway, supplement our life
Isn't that
before you can come back.
so I reckon. Well, I don't really reckon. I'm more contemplating. I don't really know how that fella works too good in general. I don't know. Will he? Do you have a feeling he's gonna come back then? Is that what you're implying?
He's mighty powerful. I don't know if maybe him or friends of his, but our library, we don't have much about him. I kind of want to be safe and sorry, you know?
Yeah. Seems like a fellow who doesn't have too many friends. Or maybe he does. Who
Right.
knows?
Hope you're right, Mr. Powers. Mr. Ravenstone, excuse me. I'm used to saying Mr. Powers. We've worked together a long time.
No harm done. No harm done. Can you just imagine if
anyway,
we
that's
just
just
had
one
two
idea.
more islands next to each other?
If you had to pick one secondary objective that wasn't Whore Island, Mr. Ravenstone, what would it be right now?
Just can't get my brain off this whole island. Well, if I had to twist my arm, you know what? I've always been very intrigued in, the ocean and what lay beneath it. Since our world is, mostly ocean, mostly water, it's kind of fascinating to think, maybe some creature could be roaming around in the ocean. No one would ever know because there's just too much of it, and it goes so deep. So
That's
perhaps some kind of like semi-aquatic style, discovery, if you will.
You ever hear about that city Atlantis?
Atlanta? Yeah, I've been. It's a pretty good place.
No, Atlantis. Atlantis.
Oh, well, where's that?
Well, used to be a city out in the ocean.
You can't breathe down there. You can't breathe down there. Did they tell you that?
Well, it was on top of the ocean and got swallowed up thousands of years ago.
Oh, is that where the mer people from?
Maybe.
Mermaid? Like merman?
I don't know much about. I was just making conversations that you were bringing up, going exploring the
You
ocean.
think
I don't
they
know
got a
much
whole
about it.
island under the ocean? Like some kind of upside down place?
Mr. Ravenstone, I gotta ask you a serious question.
Yep.
Have you been drinking?
I mean, I might. It's a celebratory time. We just, made, $1 million, maybe or maybe not. Partook in some beverages of the adult variety, maybe or maybe not. I spent, a decent amount of money gambling, maybe or maybe not. Visited multiple brothels before coming in to greet you, and, maybe or maybe not. Maybe have some photos that would say what really happened.
I always thought you were a peppercorn steak and milk kind of man, not so much the drinking man.
Everything, this leprechaun thing really changed me. I needed to forget. I just felt bad, to be honest with you. I just killed that thing. Had no reason to. Yeah, he didn't do that much wrong. He was just defending his gold, and I just straight killed that man, or I guess man, just I don't even know why. Not even to see him. I just forgot how everything worked for a second there, and just stone cold murdering him. Man, I haven't really forgave myself for that kind of reckless abandon. So maybe or maybe not. I've been, hiding my feelings through the thin veil of, copious amounts of like adult beverages and perhaps 2 to 6 prostitutes, anywhere between those numbers.
Can I make a psychology check to help Mr. Ravenstone start to cope with the killer?
Sure. Yeah. Help him deal with his cold-blooded leprechaun murder.
47 out of 55.
He doesn't regain any sanity, but he does feel less guilty about murdering this leprechaun for no reason and then taking all of his gold.
It's why we're rich.
Mr. Ravenstone, you didn't mean to hurt the leprechaun. And the number of times that you stopped some of the loose cannons in our crew, like Mr. Longfa and Mr. Powers, from doing untold amounts of collateral damage and harm, well, on the whole, you gotta feel like you need to cut yourself a little bit of a break. Mr. Ravenstone, you're a good man.
Well, thank you.
You don't deserve to beat yourself up or catch the clap from whores or nothing.
Well, I feel one of those two things is too late. But I appreciate your kindness. It's just, for someone who tries to be a paragon of, level-headed thinking in the field, that I didn't want to, mar my career and then ironically benefiting so much from just senseless murder. It was really just put me in a tizzy.
As you consider the consequences and benefits of cold-blooded murder and reevaluate your own personal view of morality, a handwritten letter slides into your door, slides through the front door.
What the heck? How's it going to fly? Who's throwing letters?
Would you mind reading it?
It has the Paranormal Investigative Society seal on it, so you know it's from one of your branches.
Would you mind reading it?
As you
like a telegram, just to make me at ease.
We don't communicate by handwritten letter, telegraph only.
I just can't. I just.
News from Florida. Stop.
The letter says.
It's how you're interpreting it. It's how you're reading it out loud for Alex, so his character feels better about the whole thing. Tallahassee branch of the Paranormal Investigative Society. Stop! We've found a werewolf infestation. Stop! It's not near a populous area, but who knows? They could spread. Stop!
All right.
I reckon that's powerful bad.
Terrible. Well, I guess you and me will have to take care of that, Mr. Ravenstone.
I'm glad that.
Oh, werewolves.
I mean, I bet we'll do our best, but it is unfortunate that the two most dexterous and combat savvy investigators won't be here. So I guess we'll just really have to put our mind to the task.
That's true, but also they forgot all of their magical items, so we'll take them with us.
That seems reasonable.
Alright, so what items do we have? We have the gun that you have to morally justify the kill for.
I want that gun so bad.
Okay, Alex, you get the gun. We have the amulet of protection. We have super strength ring. We have the thinking cap. What else?
Glasses of truth.
Glasses of truth.
Hugo's dead grandfather in a jar.
Yeah, Grampy.
That's right.
Ring of telekinesis, cape invisibility.
That's right.
And boots that walk anywhere.
That's right.
What was I gonna say?
Okay.
Dr. Puddin' Pie. How
Yes,
strong is
okay.
Dr. Puddin' Pie? What's his strength?
He's not weak. 13.
Oh, I got 13. What's your?
Yeah.
I'm bigger. You're 8. I have 18 size. What's your size? 16 or something?
14.
14. Okay. And your DB is 1d4 or is it nothing?
1d4.
I want that gun, but I think I should take the. I can't punch anyone so good. Can you punch people well?
No, I never learned hand-to-hand combat.
Me neither. I guess we won't really use that ring of strength. We'll just mainly use that the amulet.
I mean, you could use it to move
That's
things.
true, but I'm just saying, like, in combat, I'm just trying to be fair.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, in combat, probably not so much.
It doesn't make us any more accurate, right?
Right, it's just power with obvious recourse, where you take 10% of the damage you deal.
I mean, we'll bring it with us. It'll probably come in handy in other ways, but we probably won't be hitting people.
Oh, I'm saying take it. I'm just trying to, like, how we should, like, divvy things out, if we should even divvy things out. I think we just shouldn't. I think we should just, like, carry them with us, and then we'll decide.
I think I just use... Yeah, use them as needed.
All right, let's go ahead. Where in Florida?
That message was from the Tallahassee branch, which is in southern Florida. But you know that the werewolves are more in the Key West area. They're real south. Almost Cuba.
Oh, wow. So the report's in Tallahassee, but we got to go way past that to actually get to them, huh?
Yeah. They're on, like, the little islands at the very southern end of Florida.
Well, I guess I know where we're going.
Any need to stop by Tallahassee, or can we go straight to the infestation?
You can go straight there if you want.
Well, let's rig up the laboratory and get on the road.
Oh, before we go...
Okay. I also have a thing for before you go.
I'm going to drop by our big library and see if we have any books on a werewolf.
I'm going to get a beer.
Book on a werewolf.
Strong beer.
Werewolf
Better
book.
58 out of 75.
You have several werewolf books.
The song's dope. Dope, and I do dope shit. Alright, what else would I do?
Yeah, werewolves are well documented.
They're
at
pretty
this point.
linear. Like, is there any... Let me roll an occult, see if I know, like, more than just, like, full moon and, like, week to silver shit. Like, let me see if I can roll an occult,
Sure.
get, like, a good little nugget of joy here. 58 out of 55. Nope.
Nope,
I
nothing
think
special.
Sometimes
You just know the normal stuff.
they get confused for vampires. Even though they're not very similar.
You know, once you eat a person, it's kind of all the same.
I just love the concept of just someone just like seeing someone turn into a werewolf go, goddamn vampire.
Was that a vampire? Was that a vampire?
Idiot, it's a
Is that a big hairy vampire?
Stupid.
Alien! Jeez! It's always aliens!
I will say though, like back then, like it wouldn't be. It's gonna be pretty easy to be that wrong.
Yeah. Not super for you guys, but yeah, for your like
That's
normal
what I mean.
citizen,
Like, there
for
just isn't
sure.
the same amount of like media. Like most, most things that you learn just in general, you're like, oh my god, I can't believe I just learned anything. Or you're just always learning because, like, man, I never heard that before. Never heard that either. Never heard this either.
I feel like most people just assume most monsters are demons, right?
Yeah. Got it figured. Well, I mean,
Yeah,
if they
I
have
guess.
a background, they do for sure.
That's what I was going to say. I guess it would all be, like, biblical related because it would only be things in relation to the things they knew, really.
Right. So Alex did a library check to see if he knew anything special about werewolves, and he doesn't. Would you like to make the same check?
Sure. I'll take a go. Library
Okay.
use?
Yeah.
Got a 1.
Wow! Wow!
All right. You know that lycanthropy is a virus spread from host to host through bites. More often than not, werewolves, while in their wolf form, lose all control and tend to just kill their victims. But if their victim does survive, then they then become a carrier of the lycanthrope virus and then become a werewolf themselves. Frequently, they will pack together like dogs do, and there's more often than not an alpha who gives the marching orders. Depending on the person, some people try to chain themselves up with silver before the full moon. Some people just go headfirst into being a werewolf. They love it. A lot of people have no idea. They just wake up the next day after the full moon, covered in blood, naked on the side of the road, don't know what happened. Just try to live their lives. Werewolves are exceptionally strong and fast. They have canine-level sense of smell and hearing. Obviously, their smell is better than their hearing, but their hearing is also better than you. They're coordinated pack hunters, and they kill just for the sake of killing. They don't do it to feed or anything. They just get the bloodlust and have to murder everything. Animals, people, whatever.
Great.
They can live anywhere, but it's not super common for them to be quite so far removed as they are in Key West, because normally, by pure accident, they just happen to be... Well, not by accident, but they tend to be closer to more populated centers because that's just where you're more likely to get bitten by one.
Right. How do you shut a werewolf down?
Silver bullet through the heart is the easiest way.
Okay.
Maybe the only way.
That's it, yeah.
I think silver hurts them but doesn't kill them. Like, I think you could... I'm metagaming. My character doesn't know this, but I think...
Right.
I think you can't, like, dismember them unless it's silver, if that makes sense. Like, you can't, like, cut their arm or whatever unless
They're
it's silver.
essentially invulnerable except to silver.
Yes, that is exactly right. So any kind of silver will hurt them, but the odds of being able to stab one in the heart are slim.
Yeah, sounds hard.
Because they're faster than you and stronger than
Sounds
you.
real hard.
And they do possess almost human intelligence while they are in
know.
werewolf form.
But they're emotionally completely unhinged, right?
Yes, right. So they have basically they're like between person and dog smart. So imagine like a really murdery 9-year-old. It's kind of like their level of intelligence.
That's pretty scary, man.
There are also theoretically ways to cure the disease that have had mixed results with werewolf hunters throughout history.
What I think you meant to say was just a 9-year-old, though.
Right? They're like 9-year-olds who have the capacity to rip you apart.
Do you remember when you just just quick 2-second timeout?
Yeah.
How many? Like, do you remember when you were just a 9-year-old boy and you'd say weird shit like I want to kill Elmo, and then like all your other 9-year-old friends like, yeah, fucking smash his face in. You're like, what the fuck is happening? And then you'd have these like weird, even when you're a 9-year-old, like moments where you're like, what are we saying? This is so scary.
Dude, 9-year-olds are just kids are terrifying.
They're just little people.
They have no context. And they're kind of sociopaths because they haven't like developed empathy. They haven't like learned that yet.
Maybe.
Ugh.
Like werewolves.
Yeah, right. So the theoretical, again, I'm gonna keep going because Sam rolled a 1.
More info now.
Right. So the theoretical way to cure someone of the lycanthrope disease is to... Again, this is mixed results, but you could theoretically replace their blood
transfusion
with that of non-infected disease or non-infected blood. So extended transfusions. Probably not during the full moon.
Seems good.
Yeah. And the other way would be with magic. There are several cleansing spells that all kind of have sort of an even chance of killing the host or curing the host.
So there's a non-magical and a magical way to deal with it.
Right. Should you decide you don't want to just fight
In
them.
question, yet again, I'm not metagaming, I'm asking for, like, Sam. Is it... So I assume like Dr. Puddinpie is like relaying this information as you're saying it.
Yes.
Dr. Puddinpie.
Right. Basically, he flipped open one page of a book and then just went, everything about werewolves.
Well, maybe he just knew from before or something. It is a popular.
Yeah.
Anyway,
The wiki page on werewolves in this book.
yeah, he's.
Well, he got his third doctorate in werewolfology.
Sure. I mean, it seems like it.
Let me just put down a bio.
Yeah, I can put that on my LinkedIn. What was I gonna say? Dr. Puddinpie
It's Ravenstone.
is the. So I know that werewolves are magical, but would it be fair to say that the virus itself isn't magical?
That is an excellent question, Mr. Ravenstone. Pat, go.
Yes, it's an actual non-magical virus.
Okay. It's
Governed by magical
assume
properties.
I assume kind of like a vampiracy. Well, no. Well,
Basically.
It depends.
So
That's
it's
even more
like
complicated.
it kind of straddles the line between being magical and non-magical because it's obviously governed by supernatural rules, but it is spreadable as if it were a normal virus.
I was gonna say, but vampiracy is weird because sometimes you have to bury them for it to work. But anyway, well, let's get after that mouthful. Let's go.
yeah.
Do you have any?
I wasn't ready
Have
for the
anything
one.
ready to do, Dr. Puddinpie, before we go, or you want to just head out?
Should be good. Oh, one sec. Is Longfow's Book of Botany here? All right, gotta make sure we bring that.
I gotta respect it. Gotta respect the
Got
man
it.
keeping the bits.
Yeah.
We gotta keep the bits. We almost didn't have a bit.
All right, so before you leave,
Gotta take it along.
Well, you never know. Maybe he'll come.
before you leave, one of you roll me a d6, and if you roll a 6, roll
I
it
see
again.
you roll.
Okay. 2.
2. All right. On your front step, you find a package that is from one of your research missions. They've mailed back something they found.
Wow.
Sweet.
Already? Well, I wonder what it could be.
Oh boy! Oh boy! Oh boy! Oh boy!
It is.
Well, I'll just rip off the package and remove the nice ribbon. Oh, they have sent a card. It's a lovely card. Oh, that's.
It's just crude drawings of
Oh.
anuses.
They went to a horror island.
In the package, you find a pair of gloves with strange insignias drawn on them. You're not sure in what, and the gloves are made out of a strange material that makes you somewhat uneasy.
Uh-oh.
Okay, and gloves of strange anxiety. I'm gonna put down in here right now.
Well, I guess we can investigate this ourselves a little bit, and if we can't figure it out, maybe we can go inside and see what these are. Have someone identify them.
Now let's hit the road and figure it out on the way, huh?
You know what? No, let's not. That's a little too loose for me.
All right then, Mr. Ravenstone, we'll figure it out now.
Oh, all right. I'm gonna roll a cult. Which is your cult higher than mine, Sam? I have 55.
You can
My
both
goal's
roll it.
70, but yeah,
I thought that yours was higher.
Yeah.
I got 27.
got a 70.
Okay.
Oh,
Out of 70?
Uh,
All right, so Alex figures out what the gloves are made out of. No, Sam figures out what the gloves are made out of because that's easier. Alex, you figure out what the insignia is and what it's made out of. So these are gloves. They're several hundred years old, and they're made out of human flesh. And written on them is an insignia of power, written in human blood. And it's power in the Cthulhu sense, where, Alex, you've successfully translated this insignia. It means if you wear them, you will gain mental power while you're wearing them.
oof. Oh man, you can put the hat on and have the gloves.
Yeah.
So brain.
I'll be so intelligent and powerful, and I will not get cold. It's gonna be
Yeah.
hard to stop me.
They're not winter gloves. They're just like Someone skinned a hand?
I'm wearing someone's hand on my hand.
Yes.
It's like just the skin, though.
Yes.
All right. Well, as long as we're being very methodical, Mr. Ravenstone, I feel that the next step is to put the gloves on.
That seems like the hands-on approach.
Ba-da-ba-ba-da, gross.
I think that was a B minus. I would say B minus.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Well, the gloves are off, Mr. Ravenstone.
Oh
Gloves
no!
on.
Oh no!
Oh boy. So when you pick up the pair of gloves, they feel almost like paper. They're dried out and withered. But as you begin to put them on, you find them flexible and malleable, and as they go on your hand, they cling to your skin as if they were a part of your body the whole time. Roll your sanity.
I love that we're just going.
Comfortable gloves.
I love that we're just going balls deep on this too. We're not even doing anything.
27 out of 40.
Alright, you're fine. Basically, the horrifying mental factor of wearing someone else's hands. You're okay with it, for the sake of magic. Right. It's icky, but within a reasonable realm of ickiness. And while you're wearing them, you have plus 10 power.
Oh,
Wow, power! Oh wow!
that's pretty sick, man. Does that give me a magic boost as well?
Yeah.
Plus 10 magic
Oh,
as
yeah.
well.
So it's more magic. It's more luck. Pretty strong.
It just stays there.
Yep.
Is he losing sanity?
Nope.
Damn.
Wow.
These gloves.
At least not while he puts them on.
Hmm.
Take the gloves off.
As you take the gloves off, you feel this incredible pulling pain. They have fused to your hand skin.
Oh no! Oh, it's so weird. He already doesn't really. That's not even his. Oh no!
Ah. Ah.
How did it feel?
It wasn't so. It was a little creepy. Wasn't so bad. But these gloves they boost the strength of your soul. But they don't want to come off. I'd be concerned about wearing them for any extended period of time. I suspect that the longer one keeps them, the less inclined they are to depart from one's hands. That's just a hypothesis of mine, and we ought to be mighty careful.
So you're saying if you keep them on too long, you might have hand-on-hand combat?
Saying these gloves get a bit handsy.
Okay. Well, it'll come in handy, perhaps, when we try to dispel some of these werewolf, some of these lycanthropes.
That's true. We're not going to have a manual deal with that.
No. Now,
It's more of a hands-off approach.
I'm just gonna. Let's just go. Let's just go. Let's
All
go.
right.
So Sam, you're keeping the gloves on, right?
Am I? I wanted to take them off. Nope.
Okay, so you do. You successfully take them off, and you rip off the top couple layers of skin along with them. So both of your hands are raw and bleeding, and you can see, your like ligaments and stuff. I mean, this is like pretty gruesome.
Oh boy.
Where's my dice? There's my dice at. Take 4 damage.
Ow.
What?
I will tell you though, now that you've removed the gloves, they have magically, you've subconsciously figured out more how they work since putting them on. The length during which you wear them doesn't affect them coming off. They will always do this when they're taken off.
Okay, fair enough.
If they're
if
taken
they're taken off. Begs the question. They punish you for taking them off, so what happens when you leave them on?
Just have plus 10 power.
Too good to be true.
Yeah.
I'm still calling these the gloves of strange anxiety from now. I guess I know they do. But they're a extremely powerful artifact, and we're going to hang on to them. Gonna take them. They're full of my own borrowed skin and blood. I'm going to put them in my breast pocket.
Nope. Your skin has just melded with the skin that they're made out
Oh, really?
of.
So it's not like bloody and icky. They're just part of the gloves now.
Nope. Yep, the glove just absorbed it, added another layer.
I'm going to do some first aid to my own hands, and then we'll be on our way.
Sounds good. Do it.
51 out of 80.
All right. Roll your heal there.
2 health.
There you
Good.
go.
A lot of bandages.
All right. So you get in the laboratory and you make your way to Key West, Florida.
Oh no.
Do you have a navigator with you?
Just have a wallet on you.
Yeah.
Good at navigating,
I
Sam.
have a couple bucks.
Sure.
Oh.
Oh no.
Let's just go with 20.
I'm not good at
I
navigating
don't need
either.
that much money.
I mean, you'll get there eventually, even if you don't super know where you're going. It's just going to take longer.
Can we?
I mean,
Ew.
Oh my god, Von.
That was like open mouthed. A
Oh.
little bit.
it was.
Say hi to them. Bye.
Bye.
I'll text you.
Sounds good.
Patrick, are you pregnant now?
I am pregnant now.
Oh, no.
That's how that works.
I'll get the coat hanger.
Going out to a party?
Can I
Art show.
Show? Fancy.
watch art? Can I roll a no check to see if I know anyone who can help us get guided there? Is there like a...
Hey,
Sure.
that's smart.
If you have someone on
Yeah.
staff.
Oh my god! You won't believe it.
What?
Roll a 1. I know a guy.
Yeah. You know a guy in every possible town that you would ever go through who's going to give you perfect directions to exactly where you need to go.
Guy named Marshall Mappy. He actually made all the maps for the entire southeast
no kid.
region of the United States. Yeah, this guy named Marshall Mappy. He's a great guy.
He's actually in charge of a nationwide map making service, and he has agents all over the country who are happy and willing to help you, and they'll get you there in half the time with 0 effort. And they're actually going to get you there so efficiently that Sam is going to heal the remaining 2 health that he's missing because it's such a calm, luxurious, easy trip.
Ali.
Yeah, Marshall Mappy, unbeknownst to most people, related to Marco from the Marco Polo expedition.
Yeah.
Well,
No one
we
knows
should
his-
hire this man onto the Paranormal Investigative Society.
He makes too much money for that. Little do people know, Marco's last name is Marco Mappy.
Is he descendant of Marco Polo?
Yeah. But Marco's real last name is Mappy, not Polo. It just sounds
Oh,
bad.
I see. So it's Marco Polo Mappy.
Yeah, it's Marco,
Exactly.
also known as Marco Polo, but the government name is Marco Mappy.
All in parentheses.
His Christian name's Marco Mappy. So yeah, you guys get there, and it's the easiest trip you've ever had. You don't run into anything difficult. It's relaxing. You feel real good about stuff. You're focused. You're really thinking about werewolves
About
and
the leprechaun.
lycanthropy. And,
Just for a little
yeah,
bit.
leprechaun's not bothering you. It's just such a good trip. All the breaks you could want, but somehow you're still
We
moving
rolled
fast.
2 1s in like 4 rolls.
We're gonna pay for it.
We're so fucked. Like something so bad.
We're gonna pay for it later.
Yeah, like a 90 and like 2 really important rolls. Anyway.
Ravenstone and Dr. Puddinpie are not gonna leave this campaign alive.
We keep failing the most important one, too. We keep having these.
I mean, Puddinpie demanded he be murdered, so.
Demanded. Anyway.
So you get to Key West. You get to the exact coordinates that were given to you by your Tallahassee branch. And on those, basically, so Key West is, the very southern tip of Florida, and it kind of trickles out into these, like, little islands. It's a lot of shallow sandbars. It's a lot of swamp. Shallow water. Crocodiles, snakes, all that disgusting Florida nonsense is all in this area. And you get to exactly where the last lycanthrope was spotted. It's out in the middle of nowhere. You're in the Everglades. And this is as deep as your laboratory is going to go, because beyond here, the ground is not stable.
Ah, shucks.
Well,
Alright, well, let's fill up a little basket. Some magical items in there. Oh, maybe a book or two. Anything else we should bring with us, Mr. Ravenstone?
I just have some concerns, Mr. Forgive me, Dr. Puddinpie.
Think nothing of it, but don't do it again.
I'm worried about the humidity in relation to your condition.
Roll a medicine check.
Yep. It's very humid.
31 out of 80. What's going on?
So you will begin to rot
Oh,
actively
dear.
after a couple of days. But with the power of magic and your own actual scientific knowledge, you can slow the process. But there will be nothing you can do after a week of being here. You will start actively decaying.
Okie doke. Well, I'll just go inject myself with formaldehyde then. And,
Oh, you're gonna smell so bad.
that from there. Bring up an excellent point, Mr. Ravenstone. I do have a stopgap measure, but we'll have a bit of a time limit on this expedition.
Well, that's
So,
fine.
I also recommend salt.
That makes sense. Try it out.
work fast. Yep, I'll just pack myself full of salty formaldehyde. That'll do it.
You're just gonna be the opposite. Everyone else will be like pouring cold water over themselves. You're just gonna have like a bag of salt, like, ugh, salt.
Try it out.
Rub it in my eyes. Rub it salt in my eyes.
All right, so you inject yourself with formaldehyde. You cover yourself in salt. It hurts badly. Because you have many slightly open wounds. Because you're sewn together. So roll sanity real fast.
Oh shit!
You're just coping with the.
Here we go. We got 100.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh, it was so early.
All right. I mean, I guess get it out of the way now, but all right. So you fill up your giant 1890s needle with salt and formaldehyde, and you just jam it right into your own heart, and then the reality of what is happening sinks in, and you just you remember that you're dead, and you see what you're doing to yourself, and it doesn't make any sense. You're a zombie. You're not even a zombie. What's holding you together? Oh, is it worth it all? And then you're hit with the overwhelming pain because you also didn't flick it out enough, so there's air bubbles in there, and you feel a heart attack happening, but you just can't die. The crushing, squeezing pain of the heart attack is beginning to cripple you. You take. Where's my... There we go. 5 damage and lose 3 sanity.
Doesn't work.
You collapse to the ground face first in the mud, screaming.
Dr. Goodbye.
Ah,
My hands.
I'm dead. I'm dead.
What's going
There's
on?
11 dead.
What?
There's 11 dead.
I don't know. I'm rolling over from out of the mud. What's going on?
Ah.
Is the needle still like in his chest?
Yes. He's like face down
I
on the
pull
needle.
out. I'm like, what happened?
Ah.
You're just weeping. Just openly weeping.
Formaldehyde. Salty formaldehyde tear.
Yep. It's just coming, yeah, just formaldehyde leaking
I
out of your
guess.
face. You reek.
What was I gonna say? He's covered in mud. Oh man. What was I gonna say? So can I like persuade him to feel better?
Psychology.
Like my
is
psychology's
the
so
role
bad.
here.
Can I just like persuade it like a huge penalty?
What's your persuade?
60. It's not bad.
Persuade minus 40 to try to basically bamboozle him into
Okay.
feeling better.
Psychology's fine.
Convince him.
Haven't you been
Right.
dead so long?
It's like convincing
By now,
someone.
Dr. Puddin' Pie, like, shouldn't you be fine? Yeah.
You're basically trying to convince him he doesn't have clinical depression. It's like that.
Oh, 92. Yeah, it's okay. You're just dead. You know, you're dead. That's just what it's like. When your body's all messed up. You're all messed up. It's okay. You know, it's only going to be like, you know, you got to get used to it. It's going to be like this forever. You know? Yeah. And so what if you're ugly and you're weird and you feel terrible all the time? You know what? It's not that bad when you think about it. You
Just
just
kill me.
get over it.
Kill me, I'm already dead.
Too many ones. You rolled too many ones.
I love it when I roll terrible on a persuade, so I could just think of all the worst things you can say. I think the best thing to say to anyone who's like depressed or going through something horrible, like, it's not that bad, get over it.
You're really kind of being a wimp. Like, things are fine.
Right, yeah, tough it out. Come on.
Well, when it happened to me, say something that was way not as bad.
Ugh.
Anyway.
Alright, enough.
All right, so after I'm gonna say 4 hours of Sam being inconsolable, he smells terrible. The sun is beginning to set. He's finally getting a grip on himself, but you are in the swamp
Good.
at
We
night.
just burned the whole fucking day. And we're on a time limit. Oh no.
Mr. Powers. Powers, I don't.
That's not even me, friend. It's okay, you went through a lot. I mean, it wasn't that bad, but...
Same thing happened to me, and I was fine. But you know,
I mean, if you were just a stronger person, it wouldn't bother you so much.
right?
Oh, man.
Maybe you're just
I reckon
sad.
You're just sad. I reckon that we try and find some kind of outpost for the night. Some kind of hotel of some kind.
I suppose we can.
There is nothing.
I guess we're just staying at the laboratory for the night, and we'll try again in the morning. We'll just try again in the morning.
I think we can find a slightly more comfortable sleeping arrangement. I don't want to sleep out in the open if there's werewolves.
We don't have to sleep out in the open. The laboratory can sleep us.
Yeah, but that's still, I mean, that's plenty vulnerable.
Well, I don't know, Mr. Ravenstone. I'm just a dead doctor still walking the earth. So you tell me.
The closest civilization is at least 6 hours away, and the sun is setting.
All right, well, in that
How
case,
do I still feel pain when there's no blood in my veins? It's just formaldehyde and salt. I mean, how do I feel pain? How am I thinking? There's no cerebral spinal fluid in my brain. It's just formaldehyde and salt. I shouldn't be functioning at all. But the magic that animates the body lets me feel the agonizing pain of being dead all the time.
You're too smart to be the zombie. You're aware of how little sense it actually makes. The agonizing disconnect of reality haunts you after stabbing yourself in the heart with your formaldehyde salt mixture.
If a werewolf knocked my head off, that'd kill me. But I don't need to breathe. But if I went underwater, I'd drown because I don't know how else to be. So the only reason why I'm still living is because I'm just convincing myself that that's how it works. So
Actually, out of game, you're probably drown proof.
yeah, that's good.
Yeah. You don't want to be underwater for too long for obvious reasons. Yeah. But you won't.
Maybe that'll come in handy later. Sure as shit can't swim.
No, you sink. You fill up with water.
think about it that way.
Can't talk.
Yeah,
You
true.
encounter me, I'll be sitting on the bottom, and I'll just be going like this, and you'll see the lungs just like shooting water out and come back in.
Yeah. Just 1,000 bubbles come out of you when you go underwater.
Remember when I just made it work?
Yeah.
All right, so what are you doing
Guess
for the
we'll
night?
just post up here. I'm gonna look through a magic book to see if there's some kind of like ward or like some kind of like safety ward.
Some sort of protection glyph.
Nope. 76 out of 75 for my library use.
Oh,
Just had to waste that good roll on getting here on time.
I guess I did. Guess I'm just stupid.
All right, Sam. Can you find anything to protect you?
Do you even care, Sam?
no.
It's fucking dead anyway.
I'm just laying down in the back of the laboratory.
I do say
Werewolves
really.
All right.
Werewolves will go for me first. I'm just a chew toy to them. You can lay behind me or something.
I do say I really like that element of our groups. Is that we also just let the bad things be bad. We're not like metagaming or trying to like fix anything.
No. You commit to the terrible
Makes it really
situation.
interesting. Anyway.
I think so.
I think that speaks to the role player. So, like,
no.
we can just play these out like actors in a show. Like, oh, that's my character. Ooh, that's rough. All right.
Oh, we're in so much trouble.
What happened?
I mean, we're just out in the open where a fucking werewolf attack happened with no protection.
That's true. Roll your luck and tell me what the number is.
Jesus Christ.
Both of you.
4?
Okay, 26 out of 55. Okay, and he rolled a 4. Okay, maybe we're okay.
Okay. You both fall asleep. You sleep. Well, Sam just falls into more of a depressive stupor than a sleep because he doesn't sleep anymore because he's dead.
I never thought of that before. I always just kind of glossed over the 8 hours a night that I just kind of lay there.
You got a Alphonse Elric kind of thing going on.
Yeah. Now I'm painfully aware of how I'm just laying here.
Oh, man.
Yes.
Worst road trip buddy ever.
But Alex, you sleep uneasily, but you manage to basically sleep through the night. Jerry, what are you doing? Jerry, I'm sure there's no food there. But nothing happens. You wake up the next day, sun shining, birds chirping, swamp hot and humid, Sam's starting to decay a little bit. He probably needs another shot. But safe.
Oh, thank the heavens.
All right, well, let's get this show on the road, Mr. Ravenstone? Sooner begun, sooner done. Right?
All right, Sam. Roll your sanity real fast.
Yep.
Well, first you're going to inject yourself with another salt cocktail, and then roll your sanity.
Here I go. 55 out of 37.
It's not a terrible miss, but you're doing. It's just you're really aware of it now.
The psychic squirrel pool is definitely known.
You lose. See Daisy. 1 sanity. You're just really struggling with it just your situation just has all come crashing down on you. It's hitting you hard. You're having some trouble coping with being dead right now.
Yep.
I love that sentence so much. I'm having a lot of trouble doing this whole being dead thing.
It's not working out for me.
They said it would be cool, man.
So you lose 1 sanity and you are actively distraught. You're not, weeping anymore, but you're not. I mean, you're feeling bad.
Oh my god.
Alright, so I'm just gonna, after I inject myself, I'm just gonna lay there.
Oh my gosh. Dr. Puddinpie? Are we gonna get some Ozian?
Why?
Puddinpie, we're on an investigation. People's lives are at stake here.
I'm dead, not stupid.
Alright, let me...
People's
One
lives.
more time with the bad persuading. Look, you know what? You're just not gonna get better doing what you're doing, so I'm gonna do what I'm doing now, because that's just the way I'm... Damn it! 38 out of 20. That's what I imagined that would be.
Close.
Yeah, it's not as bad as last time, but it's not
even
helpful.
remotely.
Yeah.
So I guess I'm just gonna try and take us into town, get some leads, I guess.
Okay.
So I'm gonna do that kind of long trek.
So it's 6 hours there, 6
What was I gonna
hours
say?
back.
I guess before we leave, I'm gonna do light investigation, like an hour, 2 hour, 1/2 hour, 2/2 hour, full of heavy cream, 4 or 5 sausages amount of like investigation. So just some light. So,
1/2 hour,
we didn't
2/2
get to
hour.
fucking look at the crime scene. Oh,
So it's been 1 day.
man.
This counts as the beginning of day 2.
Yep.
7 days before Sam starts actively
Oh,
rotting, no matter what you
fucking
do.
me. Okay, so I'm gonna look at the crime scene, I guess. I'm just gonna take a gander.
Alright.
I'll bring my camera equipment too and stuff so I can.
Sounds
at
good.
least have a recommend.
Remember, if you're in very much of a hurry, you have your glasses that see the truth.
Yeah. So I head over to the crime scene, however long that takes, or wherever.
I mean, it's basically right there, like you got. With your perfect map skills, you got right there.
Nice. So what am I seeing?
So right off the bat, the really obvious stuff is there are 3 people that have just been torn to shreds. I mean, there's very little left. Pieces are everywhere. It's a gruesome mess. They each were clearly armed. They had rifles. It looks like not only have werewolves gotten to them, but also like local animals have gotten to them. Scavenger birds,
We
crocodiles,
did let them sit out for a day.
snakes. Yeah. It's a mess.
Okay.
So you can roll a spot hidden or an investigate, or Sam can roll a medicine to see more
Isn't
specific
Sam
wounds.
just laying down in the back of our laboratory?
Yeah, that's true. He's still there. He has to find the motivation to get up.
I'm not even laying in the laboratory. I'm just like sprawled out on the ground.
Oh my god.
just like in the swamp, just like face
This is
down.
fucking amazing. Well, I guess first I'll take a
I'm
photo.
dead. Okay. For your records,
Yeah.
roll that photography.
For the record,
33 out of 70, but how artful is it? Really artful. 18 out of 61. Super art.
Oh, what good lighting! Got that morning sunrise hitting everything
Kinda like
just
that
right.
Decomposed cat thing, but just like really gruesome because it's actually just a horrifying crime scene.
Yeah. Sam, you gain the new skill, cope with being dead.
Oh yes. Nice.
finally happened. All right, what's my cope with being dead skill?
Your cope with being dead is 87. So pretty good.
Oh, yeah.
That's really good, but that's gonna be bad. Imagine if you got like an 18. Just like you're just never cool with it.
Yeah. So basically what cope with being dead means is that when you're in a situation that makes it abundantly clear that you are not a living person like everyone else is, you have to roll your cope with being dead. If you make it, then you cope with being dead, and you're okay. If you fail it, you have to roll a sanity. You lose that sanity. It's 1d6 sanity, and you'll lose that sanity. And then you will also go into a somewhat depressive state until you make a sanity check, and you'll make regular sanity checks throughout the mission until you're okay with coping with being dead.
Okay, sounds good.
Man,
So I cope with it
this
now?
game just got really interesting. We have someone who just like has depression issues. Game is just like
Basically.
super interesting. Actually, this is kind of like the
John-
theme of the episode. Like, Puddin' Pie had some. Ravenstone had
Oh my
some
God,
depression
right,
stuff.
dude. There's a leitmotif going on here.
There's
right.
like a depression motif. Wow, interesting.
So Sam, roll your cope with being dead. Actually, no, you don't get to until tomorrow. You have already not coped with being dead today.
Okay, fair enough.
I mean, that's very. Yeah, he did not do very well.
Sorry to metagame hard here, though, but I might have a backup solution in the meantime.
Sure. Yeah.
If you can convince Dr. Puddin' Pie to put those gloves back on, that 10 extra POW would boost his max sanity, which would boost his SAN. You know, like,
There you go.
that might make him, like, sound enough to do something, although he'll be wearing the spooky gloves.
I think.
That is also an actual persuade
Yeah,
check.
the thing is that so Ravenstone isn't sure how those gloves really work, and all he saw is that it had some good effects, but also wildly hurt him. I feel like Ravenstone wouldn't be like, let's give him the gloves that rip his hands apart right now. But we'll
Probably
see.
not,
We'll see.
but it's up.
So
Yes. If you get desperate enough, if he continues to not cope with being
I'm
dead.
gonna use some of my chemicals in that Sleepy Hollow style way of Tim Burton, and see if I can
Yep.
tell anything about these corpses.
Sure.
28 out of 80.
So you can tell that these are the corpses of 3 men. I mean, you already knew that just from taking your picture, but using your chemicals, you can detect the lycanthropy virus on them still. They're safe to touch. The virus only spreads through saliva directly into a bloodstream. But they were infected when they died. You know werewolves killed them.
Interesting. I'm gonna take some. I'm gonna take some vials worth of the lycanthrope virus, so I can do
Okay.
experiments on it later to see if I can make a cure.
Yeah, you just grab like a big, obvious spit loogie, put it in a test tube.
Lastly, I'm gonna try and spot hidden. See if there is something I'm not seeing.
Okay.
100.
Oh shit, that's 2. 200s, 2 1s.
I don't even.
Okay.
How could it be that bad? We'll see.
You see something off in the swamp,
Oh no.
Oh,
and you have to follow it. You got to know what this
what the
hidden
hell
thing
is that?
the most logical choice is to see something that doesn't exist. Oh boy.
Just walk.
So you hustle off into the swamp, leaving Sam alone, face down. Once you're about 100 yards from him, you're about a football field away. The thing that you saw and that you were convinced was evidence is a crocodile,
Oh, fuck.
and it's next to you.
Oh, I don't even know what I thought this was.
So let's.
Oh.
Yeah, okay, this game has some twists and turns.
Does nothing about werewolves at all.
Has just been screaming into the mud.
Yeah,
Just screaming into it.
it's just doing nothing helpful. All right, let's see. Let's see if they have like a crocodile or alligator in the book.
I think they do. Let me see if I can help you. Let me
I
see
think
if I
they
can
do
help you
too.
kill
I know
me.
they have a gorilla.
Okay.
Let's see. Rhino.
Yeah, I'm real. There
Crocodile.
Yeah.
Here we go. It's technically a Nile crocodile,
In
but
a while now, crocodile.
we're going to ignore that. So yeah, there's a Nile crocodile staring you down, and he is angry.
Oh,
He's
man.
the hangry crocodile.
He's a hangry
Look,
crocodile.
I don't want no trouble. Oh, jeez! And then I just start running in like zigzag style.
Okay. It chases you.
At you.
So let's see. Let's roll some dexes. What's your dex, Alex?
13. Remember, run zigzag.
Its dex
Zigzag is the key.
is... Its dex is 9.
Okay.
So... roll your dex. Just straight up roll it. Just roll that number and we're going to see what the crocodile rolls.
Oh no. 95.
What'd you roll?
Oh no.
Okay, it rolled a 30. So, despite your zigzagging, you trip and fall over. And the crocodile lunges at you. God, guys.
Crocodile.
Alright, so... It only has a 50 to
That's
hit.
still high. It hurts so bad if you hit.
It rolled an 87.
Okay. Got
So
right.
you dodge away and get back on your feet and start running.
Here you go. Here you go.
Roll again.
Is
Okay,
Mr.
20
Ravenfall,
28
are you,
this
like,
time.
Are you like screaming or anything? Are you?
Oh yeah, I'm going crocodile. Huge wailing body. My
All right.
hat fell off.
Dr. Puddin'Pie is gonna lift his face up from the mud and just be like, "What? Crocodile?"
Okay. Crocodile rolled an 18.
God.
So he gets another bite at you. You're not losing him. He is on you.
Yeah.
Crocodile.
He's rolling well on this. He's more agile than he is hitty so far. But
Rolling
let's find out. 94 on the bite. He
Oh.
misses you again.
Woo!
But he's quick.
I rolled it's not from lack of trying. I rolled a. So are we
Yeah.
rolling another dex?
We're going to roll one more, and then you'll be back
I
with
already
Sam.
rolled a 39.
Crocodile rolled a 7.
Oh my god,
So
crocodile!
he is on ya. you hear him just snapping right behind you. And he rolled a 72 to bite you, so you dodged him again. He's so quick, though. He's so quick.
Oh my god.
There's no fool in this crocodile. He just can't seem to land it. All right, Sam. The crocodile is within your range.
I've staggered to my feet. I'm just like, that fuck no, gotta save my friend. I don't have friends. Fuck, I'm dead. Like, scared. I'm gonna put on the ring of telekinesis, and I'm going
Okay.
to just like blast the crocodile back, like fucking into the sky, over the horizon. Just,
Okay.
like home run, bat it out of here.
So it takes the 2 sanity to put on, and then the 1 to use. All right, you just fucking throw him hard as you can off into the sunrise.
The crocodile, like,
Yeah, this fast ass crocodile. Also, it's amazing you didn't get bitten, but if you had gotten bitten, it's 1d10 plus 2d6.
Fuck! You straight dead, man.
1d10.
Yeah.
2d6.
I mean, you can roll all ones.
Yeah, you could. It's 3 to 22 damage.
Yeah, the average roll would be 11, which would leave me at 3. Huh? That's the average roll.
Yeah.
Oh boy, well. I'm just
Hell- Health is size plus con divided by 2, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So he had
20 something.
36, 42, 21 health and armor.
Ugh.
Yeah.
I'm glad I didn't even bother trying to shoot him. Just didn't even fucking bother.
Just fucking throw him into the distance.
So, Dr. Puddin' Pie standing there. Got a little bit of an eye twitch. Very low.
Several seconds, 5 or 6 seconds later, you hear a very distant splash.
I thought I saw something. And,
You alright?
and then it was a
Mr.
crocodile.
Ravenstone?
It was all it was. I thought I saw.
You're alright, Mr. Ravenstone.
I thought I saw something. He's just. I trip. And then when he bited me, I run.
Yeah.
He tried biting me. Then ran again. Then you
Ah.
put a ring, you shot him. Oh,
It's alright.
I saw some.
Yep.
Oh,
You saw a crocodile. You shouldn't go after him alone again.
I didn't.
Uh,
Thought it was the lead. Thought I saw a werewolf
you're better? You're okay?
that day.
Mr. Ravenstone, are you okay?
Oh, I'm feeling a little faint.
You a little faint?
Oh,
Why don't you just have yourself a little sit down, Mr.
I'm gonna
Ravenstone?
sit on my hat.
Got a little-
I lost my hat. I'm not gonna get my hat back. I don't care about my hat.
You'll never
I
get
lost
it.
it.
You'll never get your hat back. That's all right, Mr. Ravenstone. You just sit until you feel better now, and I'm just
God's photo right here.
Dr.
If you want
Pie
to see it.
face down in the mud again.
Oh, I left all my equipment. Left all my everything. We get my equipment.
You just
Oh, I'm gonna sit down first.
Paul
I'm
just
so
raised his hand
sweaty,
and was like-
so hot. I'm gonna take off my jacket.
get out of here.
Yeah, you're so hot. It's sunrise, but it's 90
So
degrees at
parched.
99% humidity.
So parched.
You're walking in soup.
Yeah, I'm just shirtless. Just like it's just like laying on the wooden table in the laboratory, just like this, just like just breathing.
You immediately start getting bitten by
In
mosquitoes.
the laboratory?
Yeah, you're shirtless in southern Florida.
Oh, man.
This mission sucks.
No kidding. The 10, like 0 out of 10, never would do again. Oh my god, we haven't even.
They're coming back to goddamn
How can we
Florida.
call this a mission? We've done nothing. We've literally done nothing. We've been here for 2 days. And we're in a time limit. Oh my fuck. What a bad mission, man.
Oh boy.
Looking grim for the home team.
This doesn't look good.
Well, to be fair, it hasn't been 2 full days. This is the beginning of day 2.
All right. Does Sam get a chance to like get with it now?
Yeah. After that, we'll roll a cope with being dead.
Oh
This
my
near-death
God,
experience.
100, I know it.
I got a 40.
Okay. Woo.
All right. You're with it again. You saved Alex. Even though you're dead, you're still alive. You still have friends. You're okay.
Yeah, I'm just like, all right. I might be dead, but Mr. Ravenstone, he ain't dead yet, and he never wants to be in this position like me. So I just gotta stand up, gotta wipe the mud off. I gotta keep going. All right. So
I'm just
stand
like,
up, almost fall over again because there's just so much mud on the front of me, like pulling me down. Pull the mud off, and like
There you
slouch
go.
to the laboratory. Mr. Ravenstone.
So, from real fast for the rest of the mission, every time you inject yourself, you're going to roll a cope with being dead, not a sanity.
Okay.
Unless you fail your cope with being dead.
Right. Mr. Ravenstone.
I'm all my equipment.
Also, Alex, write on your character sheet that you are now officially have a phobia of crocodiles.
Crocodilophobia.
Yeah. Whenever you're near a crocodile, you're going to take a 5 penalty to whatever you're trying to do.
I did make it that. I put
Mr. Ravenstone,
all the.
what are you doing laying here with your bear? You're going to get malaria.
I'm gonna put. I put all the stuff is still out there. I got his photos right here covering my sweat. It's just covered in sweat. That photo. Oh, howdy.
Get a sample of the blood?
Oh no, I got their spit. Got some of the spit in this vial right here.
Alright.
Spit vial. Oh, oh, they're ravenous. They're just eating me alive. All these mosquitoes. Oh, oh hell.
Tears in here. I don't know. Ravenstone, I'm alright. I'm sorry I was a corpse in the mud. But you gotta keep moving. You gotta jump.
Oh, I'm
Alright.
just so damn hot.
I know, Mr. Ravenstone. It's real hot. Actually, I don't. I can't feel it, but I'm not trying not to think about those things.
I'm just gonna take a little. Do you got any medicine to make these abrasions from these mosquitoes coming out?
Yeah, I got some anti-itch cream. It doesn't work.
I'm just
I
all
rolled a
bit
94
up.
on that. It doesn't work. It's just really itchy.
Yeah.
It works for Sam.
This is the worst fucking mission.
This is what you get when you roll 300s,
That's
man.
2 ones though.
Yeah, that's right. The 2 ones were. You have to remember though that a crit is always worse than a critical failure.
Yeah. No, it's never better to. Just like you said. All right.
Yeah, but a 1 is not as good as 100 is
Actually,
bad.
100 is. You're
100.
run out in the field to fight a crocodile.
I'm sorry. That was supposed to be chamomile lotion, Mr. Ravenstone, but
Is this like Vapor Rub?
no, I accidentally made a hyperallergenic solution. That's it's gonna make you more itchy.
What did
Hyperallergenic.
you roll?
95.
God. Oh, Jesus!
Don't crack it.
So basically, Alex, you just covered yourself in icy hot. So all of your mosquito bites are just full of menthol now, and they burn.
Damn this swamp!
Not like a damaging way, but in a really distracting, painful way. Yeah, just yeah, right.
No.
But you reek of menthol now, and the mosquitoes are leaving you
Oh,
alone.
thank God for that. You know, Mr. Ravenstone,
Yes.
we're only 20 feet away from the laboratory. We could just turn around.
You can't just turn
Just
around.
quit on the mission.
People's
I don't know.
lives at stake.
What lives? I thought these werewolves are out in the middle of nowhere.
There's 3 goddamn corpses outside.
I suppose.
What do you mean?
I'm
Now, look,
fucking
wait.
done with this.
We ain't just gonna come here so I can get fucking bit up by a bunch of mosquitoes and run for my life away from a crocodile. That's not. That's not how it's gonna go. We're gonna kill these goddamn werewolves or come to some kind of reasonable solution in which perhaps we cure their illness, preferably. But if not, kill them, I guess. Oh.
All right.
Lord, what a dreadful 2 days.
It's been terrible.
Imagine if we bought those 2 whore islands, what we'd be doing now.
Oh my God. You know what? You're right. The Four Islands would have been a better choice.
Look, you know, life is just one big whore island. It's just who's banging who, you know what I'm talking about?
When we get back, we're gonna take a big chunk of Longpa's there. We're just gonna buy a Whore Island.
I'm just saying, island. Whore island, whore island.
Yep, why not? But in the meantime, hell, we got a job to do. Let's go.
Alright, so here's the photo. Ignore the sweat and the vague, menthol.
Yep.
Menthol grease.
You smell like menthol and grease, and I smell like salty formaldehyde.
I'm just sweating.
Yeah. Oh, I'm so sorry. An important thing that Sam knows and has conveyed is that usually the lycanthropy disease only manifests under the full moon, but sometimes it does mutate under some conditions so that they can turn it on and off, basically.
Oh, shit.
Good.
But no matter what, it can only happen at night.
Okay,
That's scary.
that's still bad.
The full moon was 2 days ago, which is why you have these fresh corpses.
So I looked through the photographs. Okay, so is there a town or a village then that's been supplying the victims?
Well,
6 hours away, the closest to society. But there are a handful of crazy Florida Southern hermits who do live out here.
All right, well, we can't.
we just never got the chance to really.
So let's just put a egg in our shoe and beat it. What do you say?
What? Why don't leave this place or?
Well, hell, Mr. Ravenstone, I don't know where we're going.
This really is just the most unfortunate mission.
Didn't we come to the edge of the swamp to go through it, and we couldn't bring the laboratory with us? Wasn't that why we're here?
Yeah, I mean, we were here to look at the crime scene, most notably.
You're here because this is the location of the most recent killing, and it's about as southern as the laboratory can get because it's where the swamp really starts. Yeah. But most of the killings have happened deeper in the swamp. Some less deep, but the recent ones have been deeper.
Have to go in the swamp. We gotta go in the bayou.
Right.
So, like I said, let's just go. How can things get worse, right? Let's just go.
I wouldn't say that ever. But
he says, covered in homemade icy hot.
I don't want to find out, man. We're both basically at wit's end here. I mean, golly. What an unfortunate.
I want to point out, these are the 2 smartest people in the.
Yeah.
And they're getting their asses kicked by Florida weather and crocodiles.
And by just foolhardy decisions.
Yeah.
most notably.
And a lot of
A lot
depression.
of depression.
Is having trouble coping right now. Life is hard and confusing when you're an 1890s monster hunter.
That.
If we ever make it back to Nebraska alive, Mr. Ravenstone, I am never going to forget this.
It'd
Never.
be pretty hard to forget. I feel like some of these abrasions are gonna stay itching for the rest of my gosh darn life. But what was I saying?
You scratch them, they're going to break open and blister, and you'll be bleeding, and it'll be
Well,
infected.
you're a goddamn doctor. Just fix them.
I'm a bad doctor, and I'm dead.
This is the worst trip.
God. There's so much self-loathing.
I was gonna say, what are we even doing? Are we looking at? Here's a crime scene. Here it is. Here's a corpse. You see anything? Anything special?
We can't move forward. We're trying to move forward the last 10 minutes, and we can't.
Well, we're so frustrated.
Alex is on fire. Sam's dead. This is hard.
All right, look.
Florida really, like, mentally and emotionally broke you guys pretty quickly.
Everyone's fucking crazy there.
Look,
It's too damn hot.
look, Ravenstone, look.
What? What am I looking at?
Look at the facts, numbnuts. Just look at the facts. Got
What?
this photograph. You got his photograph you took. It's a beautiful photograph. Good
Thank
job.
you. You're welcome. Actually means a lot to me.
Well, you're a talented. I'm sorry I've been short with you, but God, your photographs are beautiful.
Well, thank you. It's all I really care about. The photographer.
We gotta make our way deeper into the swamp to find these werewolves. All right, so we gotta pick a direction. And we gotta head over there. So
Are you sure? What time of day is it?
let's.
It's still morning. You guys, I mean, this started, like, at sunrise. And you guys have just been bickering
We've been
post-crocodile.
probably bickering for at least a solid 20 minutes now, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like, the sun is up, but it's very early.
I ran at that crocodile at like 6 a.m.
Your entire day so far has been the sun rose, you woke up, Sam went face down in the mud, Alex took a picture, thought he saw something, turns out it was a crocodile, you escaped the crocodile, and you've been arguing since. That's day 2 of Florida.
This is gonna be a great pod.
Man,
What was I gonna say?
So we.
Are you
Some of your
sure? Why
photographs
are you
at the
asking?
crime scene. See any tracks? Did you see any tracks leaving the crime scene? Because we gotta follow. You gotta follow the lycanthrope.
I'm not a tracker. I know that there's supposed to be a feller around here, like a hermit type individual that may be able to help us.
Well,
Let me
There are
see
a
if
couple.
let's try and see one who's closest. Maybe he can help. Aid our investigation.
Yeah.
Sorry
Yeah, we're-
about all the hollering. This has been a rough day.
Oh, Mr. Ravenstone. This is the worst day of my life.
You know what? It is not my favorite. Gotta say that for damn sure. So let's just see if he can help us. Maybe he might be able to assist in some way or another.
Alright. What are you rolling?
I guess I can roll no to see if I know where he is.
I mean, there's a handful of people spread out around here. Just people who are either societal rejects or chose to leave society.
Do we know, are there, how many options do we know which ones we should choose? Like, is there, like, What's the outcast like? Is there just like a hermit, hippie guy, like etc.?
Yeah, I mean, there's a handful out here. It's gonna be kind of random which one is the closest, and you don't really know who would be the most helpful because the Tallahassee branch doesn't know who would be the most helpful because they don't really
We'll just
interact
go
with.
the closest one, and then just roll our luck
Okay.
and see how useful
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah, there you go. Roll your no to see where they are because the Tallahassee branch has some information.
I got
that
a
they've told
30
you.
out of 85.
All right, so you know the closest one is probably half a day's walk from here through the swamp.
Ugh, then we'd have to stay there.
Probably.
Okay. Well, I guess we'll go.
May as well.
The thing is he's not actually that far geographically, but swamp's hard terrain.
Let's cast a protection spell on our cart to make sure no one can enter unless they say the magic word.
Good thinking. We know such a spell?
I bet we can look at him.
You can look one up. So you can both roll your library use to see if you can find
Oh, can't find it. 87.
that spell.
8.
Okay. A lot of 87.
Great 7. I'm good.
Nice.
There you go. Sam finds a great, easy spell. You chalk a sigil on the outside. You say the magic words. What's your password?
Florida
Crocodile.
sucks.
Crocodile Florida sucks.
Florida sucks.
Florida crocodile sucks.
That's your
Florida crocodile suck.
There you go.
God damn.
There's your password.
Billy.
So you get hiking. It's hard terrain, and you have to keep an eye out the entire time. Make sure you don't run into any more crocodiles, no venomous snakes. There's lots of bad shit out here. On the bright side, you both smell like a horrible chemical fire, so the bugs are mostly leaving you alone. Roll your lucks. And your spot hiddens. Roll your lucks,
So
then your spot
7
hiddens.
on the luck
98 on the luck.
All right.
and 74 on the
Okay.
spot hidden.
17 on the spot hidden.
Okay.
You
So,
figured that one out, Game Master.
So what happens is Alex, being incredibly lucky, you both actually walk through, or walk onto, I'm going to say, a venomous snake. But, because Alex is lucky, it goes for Sam. Sam notices this snake and warns Alex, who then takes a step out of the way. The venomous snake bites Sam, but because it's venomous and not actually physically damaging, does nothing to you, Sam. It itself actually gets poisoned in return because it got a big mouthful of salt and formaldehyde.
That's amazing.
And you now have a dead snake in your hip.
In my where?
In your hip. In the hip.
I'm just gonna leave it there.
Yeah,
Why not?
go for it.
A dead snake in my hip.
It's just, even though it's dead, it's still pumping venom into you to no effect.
Well, Mr. Ravenstone, let's keep moving.
Just par for course, really.
Maybe we can cook it for dinner.
I'm not eating that thing.
Because I just realized we didn't bring any
Yes.
food.
Well, yep.
You sure did
Well,
not.
we just have to hope for the hospitality of others, I guess.
So, after a half a day of hard, terrible swamp marching, Alex, you are starving and dehydrated, and every inch of you is soaked in both swamp water and sweat. Sam, you are humid and disgusting, and you have never smelled so strongly of corpse and formaldehyde. But you see a little cabin sitting on basically a little island in the swamp. It's actually on solid ground. There's a fire out front with a spit. It's noon, and the sun is beating down on you. It's 100 degrees at 95% humidity.
Oh my god. So I'm gonna approach the campfire. I'm gonna take a nearby stick. I'm just gonna skewer the snake that's in me. and I'm gonna stab it into the ground over the fire. Let it cook.
All right.
Cook out the formaldehyde and salt.
Uh,
Do a
Yeah, so
preserved
you can do.
is anyone there? Hello?
Now who's on my property?
Oh, we mean no harm. We mean no harm. It's just we're investigating about the crimes that have been happening on the outskirts and in the area of the swamp. Mean you no harm.
What are you talking about now? Crime ain't my problem right now. Werewolves is my problem, and I gotta tell you, you don't look no much better than a werewolf.
So, sir, I said crimes initially just to, gauge whether you believed in paranormal activity or not.
Of course I believe in paranormal activity. Why do you think I left the city full of vampire?
Vampires?
What, you think I stutter? You can't hear no good? I said the city full of vampire. I live out here and try to live on my own. Live off the land. I got werewolf.
Well, ain't that just the darndest thing? What was I gonna say? Well, sir, we're here. We're from the Paranormal Investigation Society, and we're here to investigate in regards to werewolves. And we were curious, sir, if you might have any leads.
Ooh, Paranormal Investigation Society, that's a good group of people I like. I didn't used to like you got, but I'm, talking with the Tallahassee branch, them good people taking care of them vampire problem, but, they ain't going fast enough. Now I gotta kill a werewolf. What'd you ask?
Do you know where... First off, I am Macaulay Ravenstone, and this is my associate, Dr. Puddin' Pie, and,
Ooh, I heard of you too. Ooh, you kill all kind of things. What happened to that leprechaun? I know what happened to that leprechaun. He dead.
I'm gonna roll a sanity check. Sure is dead. It's all my fault.
Mr. Raven.
So basically, it's been about a month.
Stay with it, Mr. Ravenstone.
It's been about a month in game since the leprechaun, and you guys have actually been kind of blowing up in popularity,
Now known as the man
or at least
who
infamy.
killed a leprechaun.
We're gonna be like that band,
Woo!
that band that played the one song and that made them famous, but they all fucking hate that song.
Oh, Warrant? The Cherry Pie?
Yeah,
He
but like,
killed
Yeah.
himself.
right, had that story. Like, oh, I fucking hate that song. They always ask for it. It's such a bad song. That's the one we're famous for. So.
Oh, don't worry, you're not just famous for that. Ooh, we got a leprechaun killer and a zombie. What's the zombie doing out here hunting werewolf?
You are aware of my condition?
Whoa, I can smell you from a mile away. I knew you coming.
Well, yeah.
You smell like a dead man who ate a dead man.
Macaulay Ravenstone does laugh in real life, and that is like,
It just so
really
happens, sir, that I'm a doctor who, for some damn fool reason, thought that it was a good idea to come out here and help a bunch of swamp hicks like you
Whoa,
deal
whoa,
with
whoa,
werewolves.
whoa, Puddin' Pie!
What?
Spit on this man's hospitality. He's been nothing but nice to us.
He's aiming a shotgun at us, Mr. Ravenstone.
Look, I mean, here's the first.
Whoa, this is South. Yeah, that's how we say hello out here in the swamp. You don't have a shotgun. You just a fool.
Also,
I tell you already, there's a werewolf out here. There's a vampire in the city. I gotta protect myself. I don't know who you are. That's a lie. I do know who you are, zombie man, leper killer.
he might have to roll an okay with being dead check with all this zombie talk. Oh man. What? So what's your name, kind sir?
You can call me Roy McClintock.
Roy McClintock. Mind if I just call you Roy?
Yeah, that's fine. That's a good name. I like that name. It's my name.
Well, here's the thing, Roy. So, do you know where the werewolves are?
Well, they don't got no one place. They roam around at night. We got them bad kind. They're werewolf every night. They're on board. They like it. They're enthusiastic. They're looking for prey.
So,
They don't come for me. I got a hoodoo spell around my cabin. They can't cross it. No evil can cross it.
voodoo spell.
I feel like I trust you fellas. You crossed it, no problem. You can't be evil, but you got some kind of mojo going on, Zombie Man.
That's pretty handy.
Well,
Yeah, well, you know you don't get this far south, don't learn some hoodoo, survive out here with the werewolf.
Get in the mirror.
so, Roy, who done did this spell then?
Oh, I did.
You know,
I was born in Louisiana. Taught myself hoodoo. My grandma taught me hoodoo. Everyone know hoodoo. I know hoodoo. Put up a hoodoo spell.
but who did it?
I did. What I just said. I put up a hoodoo
Who
spell.
did it though?
So are you making fun of the
I'm
name of my
I'm not
magic?
sure. I just barely got. Look, I'm from the East Coast, and we talk a lot slower up there. So I just was I was merely trying to clarify. I do mean no disrespect.
Nah, you got your stereotypes all mixed up. We talk slow down here. I'm just a weird man. That's what everyone said my whole life. They say, Roy, you talk too much. I say, you know what? I like that name. That's my name. It's a good name.
Right? I do not find you even the touchest bit peculiar. Especially that if I found you peculiar, I'd have to find myself triple that. So, I don't mean to encroach on your hospitality, but it does seem to be nighttime, and I would deeply appreciate somewhere to sleep, especially me and my friend, Mr. Puddin' Pie here. We can even sleep outside here where the evil can't pass. Does your spell stop mosquitoes? Are mosquitoes considered evil?
Ooh, I don't know what time you think nighttime is on the East Coast, but it's noon here, and I gotta tell you, my mosquitoes, clearly the devil's work. But my God, don't stop no mosquitoes! They'll come in there and eat you alive. They get bad at night.
Terrible day. I just have no concept of what time it is.
Terrible day.
Yeah, you can come in my house. I don't care. I got space on the floor. It's not comfortable. It's a little damp, and the mosquitoes will still get you. This is not airtight. Mosquitoes will come right in and eat you up. Got spiders too. Don't worry about the snakes though. They don't want to come in.
Well,
How do you deal with the mosquitoes, Roy? How do you?
I got one mosquito net.
Oh, all
just for
right.
you,
then.
I assume.
Yeah, just for me on my bed. I ain't sharing my bed. None of you's beautiful. I mean, you smell terrible.
Yep.
Ugh.
Well, thanks, Roy.
Roy, what are your thoughts on two whore islands right next to each other?
Woo! That's the best way to do two whole islands. That way you move from one whole island to another whole island. Don't take you no time at all. Whole new island of whores. Don't even have to worry about it.
That is the best idea I ever thought of. What was I gonna say?
You don't want to put your whole islands too far apart. And then you gotta travel. You get out of the whoring mood, lose your focus.
Start thinking about things that might really matter. But what was I gonna say? Roy, would you mind escorting us? Perhaps if it's too much, you don't have to do it, obviously. But you mind taking us to where you think they might be?
Oh, I can do that, sir. I've been trying to hunt them myself. I got a couple of them, but I swear they just keep growing. It's like they're not trying to murder people, like they're just trying to build numbers. I don't know what they're up to.
Do you have any thoughts, Dr. Puddin' Pie?
I don't know. It's noon still. Seems to me like we can't be stopping here already. We gotta keep trying to forge ahead at least a little while, but keeping in mind that Roy being so hospitable as he is to give us a less wet place to spend the night, and we can investigate the area around here, get an idea of where to go tomorrow, and then come on back.
Yeah, I can show you the land. Don't even have to worry about that. I know this land like the back of my hand. I know the back of my hand like this land.
I mean,
Would you be our guide?
Yeah, absolutely. I want to get these werewolves gone. Move back to the city. Well, maybe once they take care of the vampire problem.
There we go.
well, here we go.
I'm happy enough having this man be our guide and get us through this. God,
Roy's a good name. I like that name.
Oh, let's go. I got a buckshot full of silver pellets. Cause an arm and a leg. Literally.
All right, Roy, take us to where you think they are.
He jauntily leads you outside, and as he's walking around, you see that he has no less than 3 revolvers strapped to him, while he holds a shotgun and has a silver machete. He is prepared. And now that you know it exists, you can see in the mud on his little island, he has dug up some sort of ancient Sumerian symbol, similar to the one you actually put on your own laboratory, but more intricate.
Alright, cool.
You know Sumerian, Roy?
I told her I grew up in Louisiana, man. Well, that's all we do. We do is know what we do. I can't speak it, I can't read it, but I know a sigil when I see it.
Is that the damn...
We do powerful hoodoo out there. You recruiting? I could be a recruit. I'm looking for a mission in my life. I got nothing to do. I'm just sitting in a swamp dying.
That's horribly depressing. But sure, Roy, if you do a good job on this one, I don't see why not. We could always use a few good men.
Ooh, you know I love a recruit. You don't have an office down in Louisiana. I never understood. There's paranormal nightmare down there. There's everything. We're just hoodoo fighting hoodoo vampires, zombie man.
Yeah, that's right.
You ever seen a chupacabra? I have.
If you was ever inclined to leave the U.S. of A., we got places all around the world now.
Nope.
All right, then.
Well, I mean, if we do well enough, Roy, and, maybe not super soon, but relatively soon, we can make a Louisiana spot for you.
Ooh, I would love that. Put me in charge. I got a great analytical mind. I got a mind for strategy. I got a mind for tactics. I got a mind for allocating funds.
Where'd you learn how to allocate funds? Oh,
Wherever, I used to own a small business. Sold monster hunting gear. Nobody wanted it. Tried to sell hoodoo materials. Everyone had a guy. You gotta trust your own guy when you're selling hoodoo. It's a hard business to break into, I tell you.
Excuse me.
Scans. Well, so where are we going? Like, Roy, where are you taking us?
South. South's where they be there. They do a little bit of the island hopping. It seems like they don't mind the ocean none, which is something I was not expecting. Might have to do a little bit of swimming later on. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, maybe the next day though, depending on where they are, where we want to hunt.
Swimming?
A little bit of swimming. We got the ocean. We're living on the sea. Salt water in your veins. I'm talking to you, zombie man.
Dr. Puddin' Pie, can you swim in your condition?
I can ambulate.
Does not seem most promising.
Swim. But I can certainly cross the body of water. I prefer a boat.
It's fine. I got a homemade canoe.
Oh, well, that'll do just fine, Roy. That'll do just fine.
So he takes you south, even further into the swamp. You see him tracking werewolves. He explains that this is one of their more used paths. He's almost certain that they nest to the southwest, but he's never gone there alone because it's obviously certain death for him.
Fair enough.
We're here now.
Yeah, so...
Okay, so are you gonna follow the path that he thinks leads to the nest?
We're gonna at least see it.
Okay. You follow the path. It goes on for 3 or 4 miles. It's slow, shitty walking, but you get there in time. It's not too difficult. And as you get closer and closer, you see obvious signs of activity. There are foot trails that have been formed. There's dog or wolf hair all around. There's blood here and there. There's little bits of animal. And it gets thicker and thicker as you get closer and closer. Do you want to continue?
Let's roll. I'm gonna roll a spot hidden. A
Okay.
4.
Wow. Out of what?
I rolled a 4 out of 55. Oh wait, a 4
Okay, I was just seeing.
4 out of 50. Sorry.
Okay, I just want to see if you impaled, which you did. So in the distance, maybe 100 yards away, you see a group of men, naked men, sitting in a circle. Their bodies aren't quite right. There's stretch marks on their skin, dried blood in places that clearly means they were eating raw meat. You count exactly 7 of them. Both of you roll your luck.
$50 out of 55. It's so close. Oh my gosh.
24 out of 60.
All right, you are downwind of them.
Roy,
How many?
Oh shit!
you see that?
I think you found him. I think that's the main nest. Those motherfuckers
It's-
are werewolves.
Well, Roy, what do you reckon we should do, Roy?
You gotta kill these men while you can. Silver, right through the heart. But let me tell you, these ain't no normal werewolves. I told you they can control it. They can't do it until it's nighttime. But even when the people, they're stronger than me.
Yeah.
So you're saying this is our chance, really?
Yeah, it might be. Don't wanna.
How many?
I mean, if we're going to attack, we better go. We better go whole hog on it. Don't want them coming back for revenge.
Suppose we better.
I think.
Boy, you look like you got some decent muscle on you. You handy with that knife of yours?
Oh, I'm handy with a knife. I tell you, I've been living out here alone for a long time.
Are you
Alright.
are you sneaky, Roy?
I can sneak up on a snake.
Well, Roy, we're
Pretty
gonna
sneaky.
make you real strong, and we're gonna make you real sneaky, and we want you to kill them real good.
Just sending him to
We're
do
gonna
it.
help, but we're not as good as attackers. I mean, my idea is
Yeah,
that we give
I
him the
see.
ring of power. He puts on the invisibility cloak, and they just goes wah.
Pretty much. Yeah.
All right.
Well, we'll
And
back
give
him
him
up with
give him the necklace too. Like we're going all in on Roy.
Yeah, so I'm gonna lend him the super strength ring, the necklace of protection,
Okay.
and the cape of invisibility.
Do you explain how these things work and what they do?
Now be real careful with that ring. You can hurt yourself real bad.
Oh shit! I seen one of these before. I saw a man break his whole arm off punching someone in a fist fight. I tell you what though, he broke his whole arm off and he looked better than the man who got punched. Man who got punched turned to nothing.
Better believe it.
All right.
Necklace
Now-
gonna help you. Now, right here and right now, you're gonna wanna say the cape's magic word, so as you can sneak up in there.
Wow, you got all kind of crisscrossing magic here. You got a hoodoo ring, you got a Scandinavian necklace. What's going on? How'd you get this?
Oh,
I mean, this is what we do, buddy.
what you'll be doing
What's
with us.
what's this cape? Peruvian? That's a Peruvian invisibility cape you got on me.
Know it. So, you know how to act
Woo, you must be well funded. This is hard to find.
real hard. You know how to activate it?
Oh yeah, it's easy. You say the keyword, you say invisible.
Right. But ours.
And he disappears.
All right. Well, now go ahead, Roy. Get on. We can't see you. Get on in there.
Get your gun ready.
Alright,
We're
you
gonna-
see swamp grass slowly parting as he makes his way there. He's very careful to stay downwind as the wind slightly shifts.
gonna-
Are you guys
we're gonna
following
kinda-
him?
I don't think I'm gonna follow. I'm just gonna kind of like very lightly sneak through the brush and just like wait till he really gets in and then start running and then run in there. But keep
Okay.
like, I mean, like 30 yards, 50 yards distance, like real far.
Okay.
Something that we can close in
How about you,
not a
Sam?
long time, but enough that we're not like in the thick of it.
Okay.
Puddin' Pie's in about the same position. He's got the telekinesis ring, kind of like.
Right. And Alex, do you have the gun holstered?
I have my normal gun now. But I
Right.
might need...
But do you have, like, the magic gun, like,
Yeah,
on your
so
person?
I'm holding my regular gun, but I have, like, it... So my gun holster would be empty, but instead it has the magical gun in it.
Okay. I follow you. Alright, so you're both about 30 yards away, so it'll take a full round of combat before you can catch up, should you need to get into melee distance. Okay. Roy is maybe 10 feet away, and you see just a huge guy. You assume he's the alpha. He probably has to be. You can smell something. The wind has shifted. And now you're upwind, the both of you.
We smell so bad.
But before he can warn his friends, the chest of one of his what are they called? Pack just explodes out. Hey! Time to get down, werewolf! That corpse goes flying away, and another werewolf, his arm is just lopped off, and then his chest explodes out his own back and gets thrown away.
All right, Mr. Ravenstone, let's move in,
Time
move
to
in.
shoot this guy!
Invisible! He's invisible! Claws appear on all the walls, but they don't fully transform because it's not yet night. And they start taking swipes at where they know Roy must be. Woo! Come at me a little harder there, werewolf! I'm gonna kill all your family!
I'm gonna use the telekinesis ring to just like disrupt people, not like moving them out of Roy's range, but just like every time they try to claw, just like knock them back. Know what I mean?
Or you could just
Alright,
raise their arms. You could
it's-
just be like, whoop, whoop.
I don't think I could affect more than one at a time like that though. So it's
But like, just raise one of their.
Yeah.
You're just like
Yeah.
kind of bumping them into each other.
yeah.
Yeah, so it's somewhat ineffective, but
Damn.
also somewhat
Alright.
effective. Because it's not silver. So you are moving them, but with much less force than you would normally.
Okay.
Alright. I'm gonna try and shoot that alpha one with my gun.
Okay. Alright. Don't need no dice. You
Yeah.
pull the gun.
No, not yet. No, just my regular gun.
Okay.
Not yet.
Alright, just regular gun.
Run out of bullets.
Alright, you're taking your shot.
Hold it.
Alright. Not the pedantic
Not
super
yet.
gun.
Only when I have to.
Okay.
So I'm gonna just shoot. I got a 30 out of 50.
Alright, you fire. And you hit him in the chest. Roll your damage.
Not so good. Well, not so bad. 5.
Alright, he takes 5 damage. There's a smoking hole. Arrgh! Kill them!
Don't do that.
4 werewolves come
Oh.
charging at you.
Oh shit.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
The alpha is staying back to try to deal with Roy. So the werewolves close the distance very quickly. They're, even in human form, they're at least twice as fast as either of you.
Yeah.
As they're running, one of their hearts explodes out of the front of his chest. Oh, werewolf, you ain't gonna kill my new friend! Ha! Now what Roy McClintock around! Oh, that's what hurt my arm, though, boys. It hurt my arm. Your Scandinavian amulet's out of power. Oh, I gotta take off that ring.
Ooh, all right.
Right.
My action to put the gloves of strange anxiety on. Just
Okay.
get rough.
You successfully do that. How about you,
I'm
Alex?
just gonna try and shoot the other werewolf, I guess, with my regular gun.
All right, so you're gonna try to shoot the closest werewolf with your regular gun.
97.
Right up into the sky.
God,
All right, the werewolves are on top of you. First werewolf attacks Sam because he's the smelliest. Rolls 100.
Man, just gained 10 pows, so my
Yep.
luck is through the fucking roof right now.
Oh yeah.
Werewolf rolled 100. Sam, what happens?
All right.
God mode.
And werewolf rolls 100. What does happen?
And there's
He's next to 2 other werewolves.
Cool. So he rears back, going for that swipe, but I've been jostling around my telekinesis ring. So
Right.
I josh him and I hit him just on the hip. So as he starts his swing, he gets just that little bump in, and he just turns all the way through and rips his buddy's head off.
Dave, what are you doing? You just killed Adam!
No, my
Oh, shit!
what? No!
Second werewolf attacks while Dave comes to terms with what he did.
Oh,
He misses as well.
I'm gonna try and shoot the one that's perplexed.
Alright, you're shooting Dave.
Oh,
Dave.
maybe Dave doesn't have that much will. Maybe I want to shoot the other guy.
So kill. He's a werewolf. Gotta go.
I'm gonna shoot the guy who didn't kill his friend.
Okay.
Oh, 5 out of 50. 5 out of 50.
Alright, roll double your damage.
So do I just roll it and then times 2 or roll it twice?
That's kind of up to you.
Roll.
You can roll.
I'll
I mean, it's a
I'll
gamble.
roll once. It was on the 10 and then went to a 4. So, does the plus does the plus stay the same or just the dice damage?
Plus also
Okay,
is double.
So that'd be 12 damage.
He goes flying back. Not dead, but not well.
Alright, so it's
In the distance, you see the Alpha fighting with Invisible Roy. The Alpha swings at him and hits him
Roy!
for 6
Ow.
damage. Blood sprays
Roy!
out. Whoa! Werewolf got some clothes on him! But Dave got some clothes on him too! Oh, Roy gonna come right back at ya! Ya big motherfucker! Here we go! Oh, shit, Roy rolled a 2
Oh, Roy!
with his...
Roy!
Roy!
Getting it in.
Oh, but this could kill him. We took the ring off, didn't
No,
we?
he took his ring off.
He took the ring off, but Roy just rolled for 22 damage!
Come on. Roy's going ham.
So Invisible Machete jams through the Alpha's heart and just rips out the top of him. It's sort of what happened to Sam, just explodes into gore. Let's see if Dave can come back here. He's struggling mentally. Yep, he's okay mentally. He takes a swing at Sam because Sam's the stinkiest. And he rolls a 9.
no.
Oh shit.
Dave!
Roll that claw, baby. I need a D6 in here. 1 second. 7 damage onto Sam.
I'm at 0.
Oh
All right.
no! Oh no.
So Sam is technically dead,
My body's shut down.
but within saving
My
range.
bad body's shut down.
All right, Alex, your
Well, I
turn.
just get... So there's the one super wounded guy, and then there's the other guy, right?
Right. Oh, there's super wounded guy, and then there's the guy who just attacks Sam. Sam, fun thing about your dead body though, is that you won't continue to lose health.
Makes sense. No bleeding.
Yeah, you're just at 0. It's as bad as you're gonna
Well.
get.
Time to take out this gun. Hey,
Oh, it's so good for you to be here. Oh my, you're not Longfur. Whose hands are all over me right
this would be
now?
Macaulay Ravenstone. I'm borrowing it while he's away.
Ooh, Macaulay Ravenstone. Are you descendant of the New England Ravenstones? Profamed monster hunters and rapists?
Well, yes to the former, no to the latter.
Ooh, it's yes to both or neither.
I don't... Sure.
I suppose that's not a thing you put in your family's annals, is it?
I guess it's something you put in someone else's.
I'll try.
Well, I mean, I do enjoy talking to you very much, Mr. Gunn.
Oh, it's very flattering. I enjoy talking to you as well, Mr. Ravenstone.
Task is at hand. I'm in quite dire straits with some evil werewolves.
Always straight to business with you Ravenstones, isn't it?
Well, so... Okay. I'm just gonna say it like this. Look, these werewolves, I vaguely understand your rules, but also not quite, because it seems like there's a lot of gray area. But the thing that isn't gray is that these werewolves can't pass through a circle that evil cannot pass through, meaning they're bad, meaning they're evil and not good. Whereas I think our team, well, me and Dr. Puddin'Pie are good because we were able to pass through that. So this is good versus evil, right versus wrong. They're wrong, they should die, we're good, we should win. So if you can make a bullet go right through his heart and go back into his other friend, and then we'd save our very good Dr. Puddin'Pie and the very great Cajun, the Raging Cajun Roy.
It's a sound argument, but your premise is flawed. They're only evil according to what? Sumerians? Are the Sumerians the most noble people? Are they the end-all be-all of what is good or evil? Let us not forget that your supposed good doctor friend can pass through. He's an undead monstrosity who's murdered countless people. He left a town in Minnesota without an entire police force. The town remains in anarchy. Innocent people have died because of the actions of your, quote, good friend. What have the werewolves done? They've been turned. They lose control. They are a force of nature, my friend. Is a bear evil because it eats your father? Is a tornado evil because the wind blows?
Well, they are people who make distinct decisions because my good friend Dr. Puddin'Pie read quite a long entry in a book about werewolves, and I will tell you something that I did not know either. But werewolves can make the conscious decision to wrap themselves up in chains before they become a werewolf. Typically, some people just let it consume them, let the anger consume them, and let them just be a force of nature. But it's not really a force of nature if you have a choice, right? Tornadoes don't have choices. Bears don't have choice. Bears have to eat, right? But they have that choice to decide to murder or not to murder, and they decide to murder.
Yes, I suppose you're right. Boosh!
I got off easy.
That gun.
The bullet only fires through the confused werewolf's chest.
God damn it, he jipped me!
The gravely injured one continues to lay on the ground, groaning.
You said both!
He doesn't make any aggressive...
You said both of them!
Yes. But I lied, I suppose.
Goddamn morally ambiguous gun. Fuck.
So, now what happens?
The gravely injured one just continues to lay there, moaning, cursing.
I too am gravely injured.
I'm gonna...
Yeah. Roy takes off his cloak. You see him walking towards you with a very bloody machete and an amulet and a ring in one hand.
Does he have, like, a huge cut on him, probably?
Yeah. He just has, like, huge claw wounds. They're not mouth wounds, so you don't have to worry about him, but just big claw wounds across his chest.
An amazing job.
Oh!
An amazing job.
That's a good old fight, I tell you. Woo, I think that's all of them. I got a dang old man. We're gonna get killed up in a werewolf. Oh, no, your doctor friend, he wounded. Don't worry, no. I got him real good at first aid. I'll patch him right up. He was good to do. Oh, hold on one sec. As he's talking, he just stabs the last werewolf.
No,
in
wait,
the
don't
heart.
kill him!
Not even really thinking about it.
Oh, God damn.
What What are you talking about? No killing, man. This is a dang old man. This is a werewolf. That's what we out here for. We're here to kill werewolf, not to not kill werewolf. What you gonna do with a carry werewolf?
Figure out a serum to cure him.
Well, you could. I mean, he's still full of blood.
Is the word "wait" like the most ignored word in the English language?
Probably.
Probably.
How
No,
many
wait.
fucking times, right? Like, wait, and then they just do it like all the
It's like stop.
Let me pick up your friend. We'll see how we go. We'll see what we do. He rolled a 35, which is a success. Let me clarify that. And Sam regains 1 hit
All
point.
right, not dead.
That's
Not
enough.
conscious.
Not dead. And since you're undead, you're also conscious again.
Can I move?
Yes, but slowly.
The werewolves all gone.
I mean,
Oh, they're all dead. Your friend told me not to kill the last one, but I'd already killed him.
That are the werewolves? Are they all gone? Are all the werewolves gone?
was it just 7, Roy?
I mean, 7's all I ever saw. I mean, I don't know. I didn't go and count them one by one. They're hidden. I wasn't about to fight no 7 werewolves by myself without no magic.
By the power vested in me by Mr. Powers not being on this mission, I hereby declare this mission a success, and we're getting the hell out of here.
We should. Shouldn't we do a little bit more research just to make
No.
sure these are all the werewolves?
No, Mr. Ravenstone, we're not.
You're being irrational.
I'm not being
Understand-
completely irrational, Mr. Roy. Mr. Roy, your valor in the field has clearly meant that you are destined to be a member of the Paranormal Investigative Society. Would you like to join us?
Oh yeah, put me in charge of a chapter, give me some money and some fun, and we'll build one right up in Louisiana, most magical chapter you've ever
We'll do
seen.
one better than just give you a chapter. What would you like to name your chapter, Roy?
Ooh, I didn't even know they had names. I thought they was just named after the city. Let's call it the Roy McClintock Honorary Society
McClintock Honorary
of New Orleans.
All right, Roy.
You know, Roy, we're gonna give you the complete control of the chapter in this bayou area. You're gonna get a 50% budgetary bonus to start things off, and you are gonna ensure that not a single motherfucking, pardon my French, single motherfucking werewolf in all of Florida never comes back ever again.
Well, he's
Is
in
that
Louisiana.
clear?
He's gonna be doing it in Louisiana. Remember, can't do it in
In
Florida.
Louisiana, but you
He's
have to make
Louisiana.
sure no werewolves come back here.
You gotta deal with that kind of money. No werewolves will be in the whole southern United States. I swear I clean them
That's
all
what I
out.
want to hear. Get $15,000.
You just carry that with you in the
I
fucking
brought it in the
swamp?
laboratory. I brought it in the laboratory. As long as I'm wearing these gloves, I brought it in the laboratory.
Yeah. What's your combined luck right now?
What do you mean?
Like, what's your luck, Alex, plus
Mine's
Sam's
55.
luck?
Mine's 100.
What's yours,
Sam?
Sam?
It's 110 while I'm wearing the gloves.
All right. You got rid of all the
Okay.
werewolves.
Hell yeah.
We don't know that, but we did.
Yeah. Yeah. Your characters do not know for sure that all the werewolves are gone, but all the werewolves are
Well,
gone.
I guess
Yeah.
we'll leave this place, but I'm gonna report back in about 2 weeks and see if there's any more werewolf sightings. And if we're going back, it's gonna be me and you, Mr. Puddin' Pie, to finish what we need to finish.
So Sam, you were wearing your telekinesis ring that entire
Yes, I
time?
was.
We'll say that whole fight was 3 minutes.
Okay.
So that's 5 sanity.
Okay.
And Alex, you lost 2 sanity and 2 POW for using the gun.
I haven't taken the gloves off, and right now I can't, or else it will definitely kill me.
Yep.
POW is in magic. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, magic, I'm sorry. Not POW.
So right now my POW is 22, my luck is 110, my SAN is 38.
Oh man.
Okay.
Alright, but if I take the gloves off, it'll drop to 28, and I have 1 hit point. 7.
Yep. Sounds like you're keeping the gloves on for a little bit.
Out of 22. Gloves on a little bit, yep. We'll see
Well,
what
let's
happens.
go. Let's go back home, Roy.
Let's go back home, Mr. Powers.
Ravenstone.
All right. With your perfect maps that got you there, you take your perfect maps home. No problem. Sam, roll me odds or evens.
Okay. On any die?
Yeah, doesn't matter.
I'm going to roll on the d12 for you.
Okay. Yeah. The
11.
best die. Odds then. Okay. So you do some more research on your way home, and you figure out what this exact pair of legendary gloves is. They are gloves of power, and when you take them off, one of 2 things will happen. Either they will take a sacrifice, which is your skin, to help maintain themselves, basically. They're like, kind of sentient.
Yeah.
Sort of in the same way that, like, the One Ring is. Or they will take their power in luck. So if you take them off and skin comes with them, then you've paid your price, you don't have to worry about it. You take your gloves off and no skin comes with them, you have half your luck until the next time you put them on. But when you put them on, your luck returns to normal and then is increased.
But what's the maintenance cost for wearing them?
Just take nothing. Just taking them off is real bad. You keep them on, you're good.
Okay. Okay. Well, you know what? For now, Dr. Puddin' Pie's gonna just have a nice new pair of flesh gloves.
Well, you have
Yeah.
those symbols.
They blend right in with your skin while you're wearing them.
Yeah.
Yeah, the only way it's visibly obvious that you're wearing them is the blood symbols on the back of your hands.
The extra magic and sanity definitely does me some favors. Sense amount of luck is pretty good too. Keep them on.
Yeah, you're the luckiest person in the world while you're wearing
Alright.
them.
Sounds good to me.
Okay.
Okay. When you get back, you're gonna visit your shrink and your doctor, but one of you roll me a d4. Sam rolled it last time, so Alex rolled it this time.
2.
All right. You find another package from one of your quests that you
Nice.
sent out. You open it up, and it's a long silver blade with markings etched in the handle. And there's a note that comes with it explaining what it is. It's an ancient Roman sword made of pure silver that can cut through anything.
Nice.
So for mechanical purposes in the game, it doesn't deal damage. It just cuts through whatever you're attacking.
So is that like infinite damage or?
So basically the way it's calculated is if you hit on a normal enemy, vampire, werewolf, Wendigo, as long as you hit, it'll cut through. If you're fighting something more like an old one, then we'll calculate damage numbers from it, and they'll just be very high.
Interesting. Well, that's a very powerful weapon.
Yes. But it takes its price in blood. Which is not to say directly damage, it literally means blood.
You have to, like, feed it?
Whenever
Sword.
you kill something, basically the way the sword works is that, yeah, you feed it. In fights, it fights, and it loves the blood, and that's one way to help feed it. But it loses its power between fights without blood. So as long as you're in a fight, you can keep fighting as long as you're killing things. But to get it revved up for that first kill, you have to give it your own blood.
I assume not a small amount.
Right.
Got it. So
Or you can start carrying bags of blood.
and we have to take damage to get it basically like primed up. It's like a chainsaw that uses blood instead of oil.
Basically.
Right on.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It takes 1d4 liters of blood.
No, so much blood.
Yeah.
Because that could kill one of us. Get them.
A liter of blood is about what you do during a normal blood donation. The average male has, I think, 8 liters of blood in their body. At 4 liters of blood, you're severely blood deprived and, like, can die.
Well, we just.
So it could take 1 liter and you're kind of dizzy, but basically okay. You're just, like, weak. At 4 liters, it could just kill you.
Yeah. So, okay. 1d4, we fight normally. 2d4, we probably take penalties, but we can keep moving. 3d4,
Yeah.
we probably can't fight, but we're not dead. 44 chance we die.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. Sounds good.
And even if you don't die at 4 liters, you are unconscious.
It's just the way it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, you basically have to get it like revved up with your own. It's a risk, but it's one of those things where once it gets going, it just insta kills things and keeps itself going.
Right on. Whew, well, we survived the horrible Florida bayou.
Joe did. Oh
Yep.
my god.
You came away with depression and self-identity issues and a fear of crocodiles.
I love how I just stared blankly forward. I'm known for killing a leprechaun.
Yep.
Thank.
Actually, Alex, your new skill is going to be Leprechaun Guilt.
Yes.
A lot on top of,
And it's
on top of
basically-
phobia of crocodiles, right?
Yep. I'm gaining a
Yes.
lot.
I assume that one's not going to come up too often. But Leprechaun Guilt might, because it is notoriously how you guys got so rich. And now that you're spreading, more people know that.
I'm so ashamed.
So, Alex, your Leprechaun Guilt skill is 67.
To not feel guilty or to feel guilty?
To not feel guilty. So you have 2/3 chance of being okay with what you did to that leprechaun. Because leprechauns are not inherently evil. Like some of the monsters that you've killed. So basically, this will trigger whenever someone brings up an unjust murder that you guys have committed.
There have been a few.
So if someone brought up that Minnesota town
Yep.
that's now in anarchy, Alex would have to roll his leprechaun guilt. And should he then fail, he will be struck with an overwhelming urge to do something morally good or to go out of his way to help these people or to do what these people say is help, regardless of what it is.
Okay.
So if he's in a town and he fails his leprechaun guilt check and they're like, no, the only way you can make this up to us is to kill all the kids.
Well, they just said kill all the kids. I mean, this is the best thing
Yeah.
to do. Oh god, why did I kill that leprechaun? He did nothing wrong.
Right. You're gonna he is gonna do everything he can. He's gonna really try hard to kill all those kids and you're gonna have to stop him.
talking. Like, I bet it would be hard to convince that gun to kill some kids.
I've always hated children.
Well, when you really think about it, they haven't been alive for very long. So people say, oh, they'll miss so much, but what have they really missed thus far? I mean, technically, they have just not even began. Maybe I'm killing a future murderer. Who knows?
So you're down to 235,000 in the bank.
Totally worth it.
That guy's the best.
Louisiana.
Just to guarantee that Dr. Puddinpie never has to go to Florida ever again.
Just for
Florida
werewolves.
is officially on
Just for
lock.
werewolves. He said just for
Yeah.
werewolves. He didn't say anything else for
Right.
Abs-
That's true. Roy McClintock is, however, an exceptional monster hunter. This is probably going to be your number 2 location.
Hell yeah. Yeah, he was badass.
He's charismatic, incredibly knowledgeable, and great in the
Yeah,
field.
he's a good guy, that Roy McClintock.
Yeah. And with the extra money, he's going to build that place extra quickly, and he will have a wide-reaching effect in the South.
Good.
Hell yeah.
Oh, Roy.
All right.
And that is when Cthulhu
GG.
calls session 6. Hi, YouTube.
Bye, YouTube.